Pie rewards points towards free pizza any way you order, not just online, including orders placed by phone or in-store too. Sign up at Domino's.com/rewards. Only one order per day earns points.
You work hard for your business, so First Security works hard for you. We offer tools to improve cash flow, pay bills faster, and more. What's your better? Get there with us. First Security. Bank better. FSBank.com. Member FDIC. Equal housing lender.
A second straight blowout road victory for the Razorbacks last night. 91-62, the final over LSU in Baton Rouge. This was John Calipari postgame.
I'm happy Isaiah's getting his chance to play some. Just got to get more comfortable being out in that court. But from here on, these next 7 games we have, we could lose all 7. One team has already beaten us. You got teams that they're all the top of our league. You almost want it that way because, okay, if we're holding our seed, you get a chance to improve because you're playing all these good guys. But by playing all these good teams, you got a chance to lose them all. Our thing is, let's just be who we are. Let's get better defensively, and we are. Some of the adjustments of backing it up a little bit, how we're playing pick and roll defense a little bit.
Now the Razorbacks have an extra day to prepare for Auburn. The Tigers will be in town Saturday night. We'll look ahead to that when we join you tomorrow on the Razorback Report.
We'll return tomorrow with more of the Arkansas Blue Cross Razorback Report. Get international health insurance before you need it. Find short and long-term options at arkbluecross.com. And take good care, Arkansas.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell from Bell Chevrolet. Football season in Arkansas is one of my favorite times of the year. And I think we can all agree that game days are better with tailgating. Fourth quarters are better with game-winning field goals. And the best played games are better with teamwork. And just like on the field, Bell Chevrolet is better because of our people and their dedication to our customers. Shop Bell Chevrolet and BellChevrolet.com today. Together, let's drive.
I'm Thomas Blackman with Blackman Auctions. How much easier would life be if you could take away your stresses and worries with one phone call? Just turn all of your problems over to a person and let them de-stress your life. That's what we do at Blackman Auctions. We are much more than an auction company. We take your unwanted assets in your life and turn them into money in 30 days. Organize, market, deal with attorneys, real estate agents, debt services, closing companies, and those members of your family. You know who they are. Making your life as easy as possible since 1938. Better auctions or Blackman Auctions.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
All the rain's moving out. We'll have decreasing clouds today. We'll call it partly cloudy, cooler, a little breezy, a high of 59. Tonight, partly cloudy, a little chillier. We'll drop off to 38. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny Thursday with a high of 61. With the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please, turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
I'm Alan LeVar. For 25 years, my team and I have helped injury victims across Arkansas. This is our home. We don't work for insurance companies. We work for you. Car crash, truck wreck, motorcycle collision. We know how to win, and if you can't come to us, we'll come to you. Your consultation is always free and confidential. Hurt in the car? Call LeVar. Arkansas strong for 25 years and ready when you need us. LeVar Law. Arkansas built, Arkansas trusted.
We got the big deals.
Everyone knows the big deals are at Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram. And in the new year, we're going to be even bigger.
That's right, Steve. Right now, get up to $15,000 off new Ram pickup trucks or choose 0% financing for a full 72 months. And get new Jeep Wranglers up to $12,000 off MSRP. Come see us today at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge Jeep Ram in Benton, or online at chriscranecars.com.
The Big Lock Bet.
U.S. Truck Accessories, your #1 Central Arkansas source for truck accessories, specializing in camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, trailer hitches, steps, grill guards, bumpers, lift kits, and much more. With professional installation on all products they offer. Locations in Conway and Searcy. U.S. Truck Accessories offers their customers twice the service. Locally owned and operated by a military veteran since 2002. Visit in-store, online. U.S. Truck Accessories. Work hard, play hard.
At Shelter Insurance, we believe insurance should adjust to fit your needs. That's why we work with you to design an auto, home, and life insurance plan that's particular to you. Insurance that fits just right. And Shelter is known for our award-winning customer service, satisfied customers, and a plan for you. Ready to check us out? Shelter Insurance. We're your shield. we're your shelter.
See shelter agents Richard Yeager, Steve Ferguson, or Jason Daly in Little Rock today.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz.
Richmond at the top of the circle, left side, Brazil. Going to try to drive around Nwoko. Shot is good off the glass and one. An acrobatic finish by Trevin Brazil. Brazil's free throw is good. Trevin's got 10 points, double-double for Brazil, 10 points, 11 rebounds. 31-point ball game, 5:40 to play. This time Acup gets a screen. No good with a three, but man, what a follow by Nick Pringle. That was a thunder dunk on the follow, and it's 83-49. 2 minutes to play. Arkansas with a basketball. Seeley drops it underneath. Richmond with a right hand. Reverse layup, good by Billy. Richmond makes it 91-55. 15 seconds. Cal and Matt McMahon have already started the handshake line. The players have started congratulating one another on the floor. Brown still got to dribble it out, though. 5 seconds, 4 seconds. And we have reached the end. The Razorbacks have knocked off LSU tonight. They complete a season sweep of the Tigers. First time since 2022. The Razorbacks have swept the season series from LSU. 91-62 the final.
We played really good today. Like, we really played good. We've had other games where we've really played bad. It just wasn't this game. So this is more about us than it was about LSU.
All right, welcome in. What's up, everybody? Wes Moore, Joe Franklin with you. It is Out of Bounds. Arkansas takes care of business against LSU. That was good to see. 91-62 in control pretty much the entire game. Got off to a fast start finally. Put their foot on their throat and just stepped on them, stomped on them. They led by double digits almost 35 minutes of the game. There was one little 6-0 spurt by LSU. They got it down within 9. I think there was about 6 minutes to go in the first half, but Arkansas quickly responded, got it back to double digits, and it stayed 10, 20, 30 points in the second half. Never was in doubt.
Freshman did it again, too. Led the way, 28-20.
There was
big games coming from Acuff and Thomas.
There was a point in the game where they had 48 points combined, and LSU had 51. And I was like, man, if they get a 3 here and equal them and then sub them out, and at that time, and that's where Acuff missed the 3 right here.
This time Acuff gets a screen. No good with a 3, but man, what a follow by Nick Pringle.
If he'd hit that 3, they would have had 51 combined points, and LSU would have had 51 points also. But those guys were awesome last night. That would have been cool. Coach Kelly's with us still.
That would have been really, really cool. Sub out and say, hey, we were tied when we left. Oh, you were tied as a team? No, we were tied with them. Yeah.
The 2 freshmen.
Yeah, the 2 freshmen.
LSU's not very good, and then they're really not any good without their best player, that Deaton Thomas. He didn't play last night. And then their next best player, scorer, Max McKinnon. Arkansas knew that. And they just locked down on him. He was 1 of 6 from the floor, 0 for 1 from the three-point line. And he went in, took a hard shot to the head. I don't know if that's what kept him out the rest of the game or if that's what limited his minutes, but he only played 20 minutes.
As a coach, you'll go to that game and you go, we want to take care of business. And sometimes you let them hang around for a half and then you beat them and you don't feel great about it. That's the kind of game that Coach wanted. We should beat these guys bad, and they did everything they wanted to. And we've been listening to the excerpts, and I like the way during his interviews he just went down his little roads and talked about different parts of basketball that the reporters weren't asking after the game. Coach Cal did, and to me that's when you get a better story. You get a really mind of what he's thinking because it's not rehearsed. It's not the same thing he's been asked 14 times. But in his heart of hearts, I think he loved what he saw from a lot of them in a game they knew they should win because you don't always get that. And it's not good behind the scenes. You're like, guys, I know they sucked, but we did this bad, this bad, and this bad. So I thought it was good.
And there was a part in his press conference last night. I'm not sure if we have it cut up or not. Maybe we'll get to it. But he said, look, we're a good offensive team. We know it. We're one of the best in the country. And they are. They're number 6 in the country in KenPom offensive efficiency. He's like, but what we got to do is get better defensively. We couldn't stop anybody. And that's what they worked on when they had that midweek bye. And since then, granted it's Mississippi State and it's LSU, but they've done a good job of shutting those two teams down. Look, they got SEC players. They've got some guys that know how to score, but they were effective against Hubbard. Last night they shut down McKinnon. And the defense, just the eye test, the defense looks better than it has been in recent stretches. And for this team to do anything in the tournament, the defense is going to have to do well. Look, they got road wins at Ole Miss. They got road wins at Oklahoma. But remember back then, even against those bad teams, the defense was giving up 50 points a half or 80 points in a game or close to it. Now, they're not doing that against Mississippi State and LSU. That's an improvement.
But don't y'all think that, and maybe don't y'all think a guy like Billy Richmond, who kind of just is a spark it doesn't matter what spark you have, that makes everybody play better and harder on defense too. They did work on it and all that kind of. I think with him playing more, they play harder on defense. And maybe I'm just thinking I'm seeing something I'm not, but I really do think that. And playing harder matters in everything.
You know, if you have one of those players, it's good. But if you have a couple of those guys, then it can be so much better for a team. And we've seen that with past rosters where they've had the guy that was the energy guy, that every time he stepped on the floor, it seemed like there was a pickup with the team. So, yeah, you could have a great point there with Billy Richmond, and you'd like to see it spread amongst other players. Trevin Brazile, though, had a game last night where you're talking about a double-double. We've talked about how important that is, but led the way in rebounding, not only for Arkansas, but the entire game for both teams, had 12 rebounds, and really on that defensive glass, that's where he dominated.
5 blocks, 4 steals also. Blocks some of the times are coming from behind because he's getting beat. I still want to see Trevin do a better job of staying between the ball and the basket. But you know what? That's just not his game. He's just not quick laterally. He can run for a big guy, but side to side, he's not very quick, and people just drive right past him. And he blocks it. He does have a knack for blocking the shot from behind, but you'd rather not see that because if you don't get the block, you got help coming over to stop the guy dribbling. He misses a shot. Most likely that's an offensive rebound for somebody else. But 5 blocks last night, that's one of the reasons why Arkansas was able to keep LSU with their shooting percentage woefully low when you're getting your shots blocked. 10 block shots for the game, by the way.
I'd be praising his rebounding and defense to get him to want to do that more because coming up, and we've got a tough road ahead. But that Florida game, he's going to have to be huge. Yeah. Huge, or it's going to be tough. I mean, it's going to be tough anyway.
I'd like to see him hit the offensive glass instead of standing out there at the three-point line and watching. 1 offensive rebound, and all you have to do, 11 defense, 1 offense.
Yeah.
What's different here? I'll tell you the difference. Just watch him on offense. He doesn't go inside. Right. Very rarely will he cut to the basket when somebody puts a shot up. I want him doing more. And look, I'm critical of him. He had a great game last night. He can do more. This guy has the potential to be a guy that's got 5 offensive rebounds, 16 rebounds. And you think about a guy, when he gets 5 offensive rebounds, that size, what's going to happen? He's probably going to either dunk it or put it right back in. That could be 8 to 10 more points. 6. Let's say he only converts on 3 of the 5. That's 6 more points. And all of a sudden, Trevin Brazile's got a game of 20 points, 5 more offensive rebounds, 17 rebounds.
He needs help, though. Between Ewan and Pringle, he out-rebounded the 2 of them. So they, 5 and 6 rebounds is nothing to sneeze at, but when he has 12 and those players combined have 11, they have to do more overall.
Well, it was equal. They had 11. He had 12. They played about the same amount of time. No, he never leaves the game.
Right,
and
right.
They're
still,
coming in for each other.
They need to give more. I
agree. Yeah, if I think Brazile needs to do more, yes. Pringle does a good job on the offensive end. He follows shots. That's the highlight we just played. That was on a screen pick and roll. Acuff shoots it. No one's there to block out Pringle. Follow up dunk.
What you'd like to see. Look, their offense dictates sometimes that he plays out there by the 3. Okay, and some of it's him. Some of it's the offense dictates it.
Stretching the floor.
But I'd still like to see him crash the ball instead of watching the shot go up, take a couple steps in, because he's certainly not the get back on defense guy.
No.
So crash the board. I'd like to see more of that. I don't mind the get a million defensive rebounds because in the analytics world, an offensive shot is rebounded defensively 88% of the time. Basically, a missed shot is a turnover. So if he's not getting those, then they get an offensive rebound, it's a turnover. But on offense, if you get an offensive rebound, basically you're saving a turnover.
It's a bonus.
Yeah, it's a big time. We all know, we've known it for years, but the analytics have made it really stand out. But you're right, if he gets the offensive rebound instead of one of the other guys, it might be a long 3 rebound. It's usually points right then, right there.
Except for LSU last night.
Well,
21 offensive rebounds. You know how many second chance points they had?
That's an anomaly.
21 offensive rebounds.
Probably 4.
10.
That's an anomaly. I mean, that's an outlier. That doesn't happen like that.
There were a couple of possessions where it was like playing volleyball. They get offensive rebound, miss a shot, offensive rebound, miss a shot, offensive rebound, miss a shot, and Arkansas would finally get it. And so they had some empty trips. There was one trip, they got 4 shots, 3 offensive rebounds, 4 shots, and did not score.
Wow. You don't feel good. I mean, it's not going well for you when that happens.
No.
It's just not.
All right, we're going to talk a lot of Razorback basketball today. Ethan Westerman from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette will join us at the top of the next hour. We got Kevin Bohannon from hogsports.com talking Razorback baseball here in a bit. Coach, I wanted to talk a little Super Bowl with you, get a little Super Bowl wrap. As an offensive guy, analytics guy, how frustrating was it to watch New England and what they were trying to do? I don't know what they were trying to do. Maybe just try to keep it close. Was that what they were just so conservative? It's 9-0, and you're still right there. Let's don't do anything to lose the game instead of try to go win the game.
Yeah, you know what? And going back in New England's history, although Vrabel did play for Coach Belichick, people don't realize in the 9 Super Bowls that they had, or the 8 Super Bowls they played with Brady in the lineup, in the first quarter they scored a total of 3 points.
In all those Super Bowls?
8 Super Bowls. 3 points, I think, is the number. And you look at that, they come out, and Bill's like, we're not going to lose it by turning it over early. Let's play conservative and do X, Y, Z. And it looked like that again. So when I found that out, of course, I was betting the first quarter under for New England team total points all the time. And I thought, I'm not going to do it this year because I don't know. It's Vrabel. It's a different guy, different coach. It looked like he was following the same game plan, is what you're saying. And in the second quarter, early in the second quarter, it's 6-0 or whatever. And they have a 3rd and 5 at midfield, and they run the ball on 3rd and 5. That is not a run the ball down, as everybody knows. And then they had to turn around and punt the ball. And I'm like, are y'all even trying? I mean, like, you can't. Playing not to lose a lot of times causes you to lose, and I think that was a big. And maybe they knew something we didn't know. Maybe the cortisone shot to the shoulder, he couldn't feel his arm very good. They knew we can't put in the backup. They didn't feel good about his accuracy throwing. We saw some bad throws, but a lot of times those happen because he just got the crap knocked out of him so much. And I was telling you before we came on the air, I was telling him there's in the NFL, if you get hit 3 times in the first quarter, you don't play as well. And I'm looking, I've asked several people, I've reached out and asked for the splits on if a quarterback gets hit, sacked or hit, and they keep up with hits, quarterback hits, in the first quarter, what's the splits? How much better or worse are they? And I think it's going to be significant. And he got hit a lot in the first quarter. Drake May did. And he just wasn't as good later on.
Sometimes, Coach, you fall victim to, and this happens a lot of times with coaches, where they fall into the other team's game plan. And you mentioned running on 3rd and 5. That's something that Seahawks do, and they do have success with it because it's like a part of the thinking there, or it could have been just being conservative. But sometimes you fall into what the other team does. And we saw Seahawks, they were in a pass down situation, 3rd and long. They ran. And I can't remember if they picked it up or they almost picked it up. But they do that quite a bit.
They do,
and they don't go for it as much as other teams around the league do. They're way below the league average and going for it on 4th down.
That's a really good point. And maybe they were trying to set up a 4th and 1 and just made 0 yards. But they were starting 2 rookies. I think it was the first time in NFL history 2 rookies on the offensive line were starting. So maybe they were just like, hey, we just can't keep putting them in 3rd and passing situations. You know, I'm sure they obviously had a reason. They're NFL. They played at a super high level. But, man, it just looked bad. at times. It just looked too conservative at times.
Did Seattle just get defensively conservative to allow New England to get some, or did New England change something up to get the late score? In the fourth quarter, the points were flying. Was that more of Seattle going prevent defense, or did New England do something different?
It wasn't, because their defense is kind of a prevent all the time. What I mean is they don't blitz a lot. Seattle doesn't blitz a ton. They did some in the first half. They don't blitz a ton. They count on the front four. They play two deep zone. Mm-hmm. They play a lot of core. They play back and say, beat us by going down the field. You're not going to. Eventually, we're going to get that one sack that's going to turn this drive over with and make this drive end and that kind of stuff. But I think what happened was, the big thing was, and you saw them do that at some point more half, they went fast. When they went fast, they couldn't sub their D-line. When you go fast, the defense is always more tired than the offense, the defensive line especially, and they couldn't rush as hard. They didn't get pressure on them. They should, in my opinion, you go into a championship game, you got to have plan A, plan B, and plan C. Philosophically, plan A, plan B. Not, well, we're going to throw to him. If that doesn't work, we're going to throw to him. That's not it. Plan A, plan B. One of their plans should have been speed it up, because against a great D-line, that is the great equalizer, is speeding up your play calling and going hurry up and making them tired. They just can't get off the same and can't rush the same. It's a huge advantage. And the only time you saw them have any success moving the ball up and down was when they were in hurry-up mode.
It waited too long for it also. And another thing they did was they spread it out the formation, and that made things open up, and they got more spacing on the field.
Great point, because what they kept lining up in these bunch formations. When you line up in the bunch formation, the defense, it makes it real easy for them to disguise where their blitz is going to come from. I mean, really, really easy, because when you're in a bunch and everybody's in tight, your receivers, the safety can walk down on the slot receiver, the corner walks down on both sides on both those two receivers, and you're like, are they just in kind of press coverage, or are they coming? And you can't tell. The quarterback can't tell, so he doesn't know where to check out of the play. He doesn't know where to kill the play. They don't know whether to run hot routes. I mean, they don't know, and they kept lining up in some bunch stuff. And I'm like, get out of that. Like you said, when they spread it out, now the quarterback goes, okay, I'm okay this play. I can make my first and second progression, maybe even my third. When he's in the bunch, he's like, I've got to throw it to the first guy, because he was scared he's going to get hit again and get sacked. So spreading it out, great find. That was a good key too.
So for an offensive analyst that is part of a coaching staff, how much is an offensive coordinator actually listening if one of them makes that suggestion and says, Coach, I think we need to spread it out here and we need to change it up?
Man, probably not as much as you think. And here's why. The offensive coordinator spends all his time on the game plan that week, and he thinks he knows more than they know. He thinks he's got more vested time. And the male ego factors in, and then he's like, well, but I'm trying to plan on something 3 plays from now, and I need to run this to get to that. There's a lot of reasons. So I'd say not as much as you think. And it's weird when you get in the game and you get emotional, you look and you go, I know I've got a good play dialed up. It would work. And the worst is when a guy is open down the field and your quarterback gets hit or sacked or pressured and they don't make the plays, like, I've got to keep doing it because it is wide open. And then you look up like, we're never going to get that off because of the formation we lined up in. Even though it was open, it doesn't matter if it was open if you can't get him the ball. Mm-hmm. And so all those things factor in, and they don't listen as much as you would think. And I'm guilty of that. Any play caller, I think, would tell you that they're real guilty of that.
I was convinced at halftime, because it's 9-0 at the half. New England was getting the ball, going to march down and score. Halftime, they had 45 minutes for a half?
Yeah,
tripled what their normal time is.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what they were doing at the half?
I think they were watching Bad Bunny. I don't know, or maybe the TP USA thing or whatever.
Because didn't they come out and do the same? Basically 3 plays.
I forgot. I was sitting there with Zach. We're watching. He was like, "Guarantee they come out and score in the second half." And I'm like, I think they will. Yeah. Then we're going to have a game.
Yes.
And you're right. It looked like they just took the first script to go, hey, let's do this again. It didn't work, but I think this time it will. And you're like, what are we doing?
3 and out.
Yeah, it was bad.
And you have to take advantage of when you get open looks down the field, you have to hit them. And I can't remember what point in the game it was. It was sometime second half. But they had an open receiver down the field, didn't connect. And I was telling people we were watching with, you're not going to get that same look on this next play. Like, you missed that opportunity, it may not happen again for you the rest of the game.
You know, you're thinking like somebody watching the game would think, common sense. You know, I mean, a lot of common sense. We fool ourselves as coaches into thinking, oh, they think since that didn't work, we're not going to try that again. But we are going to try that again because they think we're not going to try that again. And they're thinking, well, it didn't work that time. We're going to make darn sure it doesn't work the next time. You know, there's so much psychology involved in it, too, that it's just a weird – it's a mental chess match as much as anything. And people talk about that, but it's so true. It's not you can't overstate that enough, I don't think.
Remember Broncos-Patriots?
Oh, yeah.
They pointed out that the Broncos had the guy wide open, but Bo Nix didn't see him.
Yeah.
They came back the next play,
Jarrett
ran it
Stidham.
again. Yeah, Jarrett Stidham, thank you.
Yeah.
And through the interception, they ended the game.
Yeah. They thought this is going to be open. It was open last time. It's
Yeah.
going to be open again. Well, we're not going to let you be open like that again.
No.
You know, and you know, to the NFL linesmakers' credit, when they put that line out there, I was like, well, that looks a little too good to be true because of all the things that I talked about on the show analytically and the blitzing and Sam Darnold's worse. Sam Darnold didn't have a great game. He didn't play well. I mean, when is the last time the quarterback was not the MVP in the Super Bowl? I mean, it just doesn't happen a ton, right? How often? It doesn't happen very much. He didn't play a great game. He didn't have to. Now, give him credit. He didn't have to. He made a couple, but he missed some wide open throws. Rashid Shaheed missed him a couple of times, and he's wide open running down the field. He underthrew the one that Christian Gonzalez made a great play on. There was one Rashid Shaheed's wide open. He just missed him.
When he overthrew him on the scramble?
Yeah. And there's another one, two of those that he
and
overthrew
you would
on a
rather
scramble.
overthrow than underthrow because at least you're giving the guy a chance.
Yeah, the Christian Gonzalez one, he was wide open too, but the way that they showed it on the camera, they showed it after Gonzalez. The ball was underthrown and the receiver slowed down. He still had his arms out in front, so you thought, oh, it's a good throw. It wasn't. He had to slow down 10 yards before the ball got there if you look at the overhead view, and that was underthrown. So he didn't play a great game, but he didn't make mistakes. And he hit enough of the open guys that Drake May did not do. Both those guys were under a lot of duress. Darnold, the difference to me in the game was play action pass buys you a full 1 second as a quarterback. All NFL guys, on average, for every NFL quarterback, get the ball out in under 2.5 on every play. 1 full second's a lot. Seattle, even if the run wasn't working, and it wasn't at first, and then Walker popped off a couple, they continued to run play action because it still works even if your running game's not working. And New England quit play action passing, and Drake May came in as the 1 or 2 best efficiency quarterback on play action, and they just abandoned it. All the numbers show you do not have to abandon play action because the running game doesn't work. You just don't have to. And they abandoned it and started doing straight drop back, and that's not where he's good, and that's where Seattle is really good on defense.
They also waited too long to get Trey Henderson involved with his speed.
Yeah.
You get his speed on the field, and maybe that makes a difference.
It's easy. I like to do it too, and I know people armchair coach me and sit in the stands and coach, and I get it. But man, looking at it, you're just like, what are they thinking so much? You know, which is now I understand why people think that when they're watching my games in the stands. What is he thinking? But it was easy, wasn't it, to watch how many times you go, what are they doing? Why aren't they doing this?
Oh, yeah.
Over and over and over.
When you're in it, though, it's totally different.
Yeah, there's so much emotion involved in football on the sidelines, and you try to take it out because that's when you're at your best thinking-wise. But there's so much emotion that it is tough to be your best, at your very best.
Speaking of emotion, how did you feel to see Hunter Henry as a captain out there at the beginning of the game?
You know, the captain was cool. It was cool. It was a sign of what he is as a person, right? I think to the team and all that kind of stuff. The favorite moment was he finally got him a catch. I'm like, please don't let him, God, go through this Super Bowl without a stat.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, and I was relieved when he got that because I hate that they lost. But to play in a Super Bowl, have some catches, and get to do your thing. And he had some great blocks, by the way. I know people don't like to watch great blocks, but he had 2 pancake blocks that I was really, really jacked about. I thought that were really good, too. But the captain thing was cool, but the catch thing, to me, was a huge deal. He has played and caught a pass in the Super Bowl. That's just a cool deal. It's just everything he's worked for his whole life was almost all accomplished except for that win in that game.
Coach, thank you. We appreciate you sticking around.
Always enjoy it.
It was fun talking about the Super Bowl and a little Razorbacks. We'll take a break. When we come back, Kevin Bohannon joins us, hogsports.com. We'll talk about the Diamond Hogs. This is Out of Bounds.
If you don't already have the Bet Saracen Sports Wager app, download it today from the app stores or go to BetSaracen.com. Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports betting app.
This is Sports Center.
The Razorbacks got a big road win last night, defeated the LSU Tigers 91-62. It was Darius Acuff's 14th game this season, scoring 20 points or more. Acuff had 28 points in the night, leading the game, with Malik Thomas right behind him with 20 points, and Trevin Brazil scoring 14 and had 12 rebounds in the night. Billy Richmond III had 13 points for the Razorbacks. The Hogs led by as many as 36 points en route for their 5th victory in 6 games. The Razorbacks will return to Nolan Richardson Court at Bud Walton Arena, hosting the Auburn Tigers at 7:30 this Saturday. Some other top 25 basketball scores from last night: BYU defeating Baylor 99-94, Purdue defeating Nebraska 80-77 in overtime, and the Hogs' Saturday night opponent Auburn fell to Vanderbilt with a final score of 84-76. I'm Trip Keeter for the Buzz Radio Network.
Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook.
Stick around after each Razorback basketball game for the Bet Saracen Basketball Postgame Show with Wes Moore and Christian Weaver, live from Walk-Ons in Little Rock. Bet Saracen is the leader in sports betting in Arkansas. Make sure you have your Bet Saracen app downloaded to your mobile device. Get the best sports betting app in Arkansas and start winning today.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Check out the new clothing at Bell & Sword in Conway. A new cricket polo with Razorback logo, button-downs, vests, sweaters, slacks with UCA or Arkansas gear from Johnny O and Peter Millar. Great staff, fantastic service. Bell & Sword, the only Central Arkansas men's store with a tailor on staff to fit you. So go now to Bell & Sword, 1011 Oak Street in Conway on Facebook and Instagram.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including four-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
This Valentine's Day, is your love feeling a little low? Is Cupid's arrow not flying quite like it used to? At Arkansas Urology, we help men get back their confidence with advanced men's health care and treatment options designed just for you. Because feeling good matters for you and your relationship. This Valentine's season, take care of yourself with Arkansas Urology. 501-219-8900 or visit ArkansasUrology.com. Arkansas Urology, helping men feel their best again.
Hey, it's Randy Rainwater from Drive Time Sports. Wednesday, when Rick Schaefer and I bring in some great guests, Neil Atkinson from Bet Saracen, Kevin Bohannon, Scoop, and Scores. Hogsports.com's Trey Biddy, thanks to Chris Crane Hyundai and Genesis of Conway. Bart Reed, thanks to Martin Orthopedics, NFL agent and guru Chris Turnage, and Richard Davenport from the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and HoHogSports.com. See you Wednesday on 103.7 The Buzz.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union studios. TruService Credit Union. Membership has its rewards with low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. TruService Credit Union. Online at TruService.net.
Yeah, it's not always about wins. Wins are good. Winning makes everything better. But at the same time, just kind of figuring out where we're at with this type of competition we're going to play. You know, we've had some really good days when I thought, man, we're pretty good. And then we've had some days when I've gone, man, we got a long way to go. So I just want to see us play hard, be consistent, and kind of show us what we really need to focus on going forward.
Dave Van Horn and the Diamond Hogs are getting ready for a trip to Arlington to kick off the season. First pitch Friday night. Bring in Kevin Bohannon, hogsports.com. What's up, K-Bo? How are you?
Hey, doing good, guys. Getting ready to head down to Arlington and watch some college baseball this weekend.
I'm jealous. Sounds like a fun trip.
It's always fun going down there. It's a great atmosphere. You can expect 15, 20,000 people. It gives these players, you know, a glimpse of what it'll be like, you know, playing in Omaha. That's the biggest thing. I remember, you know, TCU, Oklahoma State games in the past that have been, you know, over 20,000 playing Texas down there. So it's like Coach Van Horn said this morning when he met with the media and y'all just played the clip. They're going to get a good, you know, measurement of where they're at right now, which is exactly what they need considering they're replacing half their lineup in an entire weekend rotation.
Cabo, for these teams that are involved, Oklahoma State, TCU, Texas Tech, how do you kind of gauge those teams and where they are and what the competition would be like?
So TCU is going to be the banger. That's going to be the top 10 matchup that everybody's looking forward to. I haven't seen Coach Charlos's. They haven't released their rotation as of last time I looked. They may have done it this morning. But Tommy Laporte is going to be a first-round pick, but he's going to throw the first game. He's going to throw game one. So game two, they're likely to throw a lefty against Arkansas, and he's going to be good. He's going to be 92 to 94. A younger kid that was, you know, really good freshman with the ERA just over 4 last year. That's going to be their toughest competition. You know, Oklahoma State and Arkansas always play really good games, whether it be the extra inning affair, you know, 2 years ago that introduced Gabe Gackle to the world, where he came in and got some key strikeouts with bases loaded that, you know, let the game go into extra innings. Oklahoma State won that game, but later in the next time they played, Arkansas got the better of them. So the great thing about these games down there, when Arkansas plays, that there are going to be 1 or 2 run games. That's what the way they've been. They've been exciting. They've been really good pitching. I'd like to see where the offense is, because that's my main concern going into the season is how is this offense going to perform coming off a record-setting season last year.
All right, let's talk about the starting pitching, though. He released his rotation for this weekend. Your thoughts on the 3 starters?
It's been the same 3 that I've had in my lineup since the 1st of January. We got 3 guys that came out the high school the same year in 2023, all 3 juniors. Now, do they have the same level of experience? No, but they're talented. Gabe Gackle's into the first round projected pick right now. If the draft were held today, Hunter Dietz has that talent from the left side. He's 6'6", 235, mid-90s fastball, and a very good 12-6 curveball that he's started throwing with confidence now. And he's got a cutter to work in there as well. So he can throw it away from lefties. He can throw it in on righties. If he develops a changeup at some point, that's your prototypical left-handed starter for professional baseball. So, and then the wild card, Colin Fisher. Colin Fisher could have been a draft pick out of high school, guys. That's how good he was. I had a lot of scouts telling me, especially one from the Padres, tell me that if his signing number was lower, he would have signed out of high school. He had that size. He had an arm on him. He was a quarterback, so he's smart. He's intelligent. But his number was too high, and he got to come to Arkansas. So luckily for Dave Van Horn, the staff, and the fans, they've got to kind of see him develop. Now, he has mowed down the offense over the last 4 weeks. Coach Van Horn said this morning that he's earned the right to start. And that's the good thing I love about this coaching staff is if you earn it and deserve it, they're going to give you the opportunity. I don't care if you're a freshman, sophomore, 8th year senior, it doesn't matter. They're going to give you the opportunity, and Fisher's done that. Now, will this be the same rotation every week from here on out? Most likely not. There's injuries. There's times where matchups come into play, and other guys deserve an opportunity. So I love the starting lineup. I love the depth, and I like that they're throwing 2 left-handers. That's really big.
For Hunter Dietz, where would you expect to see the most improvement?
Confidence. That's been the biggest thing. You know, it's never been about the physical tools with Dietz. It's about getting over that mental hurdle and going out there. So the biggest thing to look for, strike one. If he throws that first pitch with conviction, with authority, you can tell it's going to be a good day. And, you know, we've only seen, 4 times in 2 years because of injuries. So it's really an unknown to a lot of just average fans. But for guys like myself who've been following him since his sophomore year of high school, this is the moment that we've been looking forward to. You can go out there and start in a big-time atmosphere against a top 10 team in a great setting. So I'll be interested to see that game on Saturday.
I don't want to say make or break, but gosh, if he had a good outing against a number 10 TCU, I mean, that could be the springboard for a really big year. And if he fails, I mean, it doesn't mean he's not going to have a good year, but this could be a very big start.
Yeah, you're going against a lineup that's, really seasoned and a veteran lineup that, for Coach Charlos, it's his best team since he's been at TCU. And that includes a team that came into Fayetteville and stomped a mud hole in Arkansas a few years ago. So I really think that if he comes out, limits them to 1 or 2 runs over 5 innings. Look, these guys have been stretched out. They threw 4 and 5 innings. Fisher threw 5 innings in his last scrimmage. So these guys can go out and throw 80, 85 pitches. They're not on a 50 pitch count limit or anything like that. So big, strong, physical guys. Dietz is 6'6", Fisher's 6'3". Gackel has the most experience, so they know exactly what they're doing and how they can go out there and get the job done this weekend.
How about the lineup? What's it going to look like?
Well, we thought we had it figured out from a media standpoint, and then Coach Van Horn kind of threw a wrinkle in things. Start behind the plate. Obviously, Ryder Helfrich, he's the All-American. He's the preseason SEC guy on the, the Buster Posey Award watch list as the best catcher in America. He's going to be behind the plate. At first base, you got Reese Robinette. Of course, Big Country started the last, third of the season last year and had a lot of success, especially defensively. Coach Van Horn thinks he's going to take a step at the plate this year. Really good eye. It wouldn't surprise me if he ended up drawing as many walks as he does striking out this year. I think that the bat-to-ball skills have gotten better. The swing has gotten shorter, and he's really kind of changed his body. So I'm looking forward to a big season from Reese. Cam Koziel, preseason All-American, is going to be at second base. Shortstop, you're going to have a first-year player, freshman, Carson Brumbaugh from Oklahoma, 6'3", 215, has all the physical tools to be a future first-round draft pick, guys. That's how much they think about this kid. The arm is 95-plus across the infield. He can pitch. He has pitched. He can get up to 96, even 97 on the mound. It's just a matter of making every routine play. If you want to play for Dave Van Horn, make the routine plays. Be consistent at that. And then if you flash some leather and make some outstanding plays, that's a cherry on top. TJ Pompey is going to be at third base, the Texas Tech transfer. 6'4", rangy, had been in competition to start at shortstop. The loser was going to move over to third base. Can't call him a loser because he's a starter. But I like the range. I like the arm. I like the athleticism. He can run. He can hit for power, and he can hit for average. Left field's a coin toss, according to Coach Van Horn. I think it'll come down to pitching matchup. But you got a right-handed hitter in Damian Ruiz, who comes over from Lamar, led the Southland Conference in hitting last year. You wouldn't know that by the time he spent at Arkansas because he really hadn't hit it up to his potential yet. That's the biggest thing keeping him from being an everyday player in this lineup, no matter who's pitching. You got a freshman in Christian Turner who swings it from the left side. He's from Houghton, Louisiana. And for the listeners out there, if that sounds familiar, that's the same high school that Peyton Stovall came out of in the 21 class. So Christian Turner's going to get some at-bats. He's going to get some innings, depending on right-lefty matchup. Depends on most likely who's going to start in left field. Mike Canoe will be the new man in center field. Coach Van Horn mentioned that Dominic Fletcher worked with the outfielders over the past few weeks. Mike Canoe needed to absorb all that information. Coach Van Horn said that Dominic Fletcher is the best center fielder he's had. That's high praise coming from Coach Van Horn. So Mike Canoe in center field, he's done a lot of interviews so far. He's a very good, confident guy. Hit 15 home runs last year. Played out of position at shortstop, but he's got speed. He can hit for power. He's going to be a lot of fun to watch. And then right field, Kuhio Aloy, as of right now, he's had a rough past, week or so, but he's behind the rest of the team in terms of he didn't get to go through fall ball because he was injured. He's had a couple other injuries, plus he had mono. So the more fly balls he can take, the better. But he's going to start in right field for now. Coach Van Horn said if there needs to be a defensive substitution late in the game, game's on the line, they'll make that change if they need to.
What would you expect Souza to be in the lineup to begin the season, and would you expect that could change?
The designated hitter right now. We found out, and this was interesting, I knew that there was a delay in him having surgery, but it took him 5 weeks to get the surgery last April. So it was into May before they got the surgery to repair the labrum. So that sets you back in terms of your rehab and getting back on the field. So Coach Van Horn said he is just now to where he will let it go. And I'm talking about throwing it with max effort, all out in long toss. If you can't get out there and do that on a practice field, you can't do it in a game. So he is behind Cam Kojal, Brumball, Pompey, any of the infielders in terms of defensively where he can be now. So he's going to be a designated hitter, could hit leadoff, could hit further down in the lineup. They don't have a really prototypical leadoff hitter like they did last year with Charles Davalon. So they got to find one. They got to find a guy that's going to do what? Get on base, take some pitches, let the other guys see what the pitcher's throwing. So he's going to be in the lineup. He could work his way back onto a field position, and depending on when he's 100%, determines where he goes at that point.
Hey, I'm curious. We got Kevin Bohannon with us, hogsports.com. Zach Stewart, the transfer from Missouri State. I thought he would have a chance to be in the lineup. Where is he?
Yeah, hitting-wise, I think he would be in there. There's just a fact of he may just be right behind. He's that, that fifth outfielder right now. So depending on matchups, he's a left-handed hitter. So, coming in against a righty, certain situations late in the game, and they can use him in the outfield defensively, he may be one of those guys, if they got a righty that's really tearing guys up with sliders and cutters, that he could probably come in for a Damian Ruiz or a Kuhio Aloy and hit from the left side and play that corner outfield spot.
All right, bullpen. Who are some of the key cogs you need to know in the bullpen?
And this is a deep bullpen. And that's even before you get to the freshmen. And that's what I've always said. You need 10 guys that can go out there and get you 6 outs anytime you want. That's the big thing. If you want to make the Omaha and make a run, that's what you need. So top of the list, Cole Gibbler. He could start if he wanted to. But Coach Van Horn gave the nod to the 3 juniors this year, or the 3 third-year guys. But Gibbler is that starter that can get you 3 or 4 innings if you need to, long relief. He can also close out a game. Then it goes.
I think we lost him for just a second. Sounded like he dropped off. Or maybe we dropped off. Hopefully we're still in the air. We're going to take a break. We'll get him back on here. Maybe we can extend this segment, and because I had a couple more questions, and we need to take a break anyway. We're going to take a break, Kevin, and we'll come right back to you.
Got it.
More with Kevin Bohannon next. It's Out of Bounds.
We got the big deals at the Big Rock. The Big Rock Bet.
Everyone knows the big deals are at Chris Crane Dodge, Jeep, Ram, and in the new year, we're going to be even bigger.
That's right, Steve. Right now, get up to $15,000 off new Ram pickup trucks, or choose 0% financing for a full 72 months. And get new Jeep Wranglers up to $12,000 off MSRP. Come see us today at the Big Lot, Chris Crane Dodge, Jeep, Ram in Benton, or online at chriscranecars.com.
The Big Rock Bet.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Happy New Year, Susan. I really appreciate you picking up the bill for lunch.
I'm happy to. One of my New Year's resolutions is being better with money. So I've started using Upside, the free app that pays you cash back for buying gas.
Wait a minute. Are you saying you actually get paid cash when you buy gas with the Upside app?
Yes, I earn cash back just for buying the gas I was already buying.
Does that actually add up to anything?
I'll make $200 to $300 this year.
Wow, that's serious extra cash. I'm downloading the Upside app now.
Download the free Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and start earning cash back on everyday gas purchases. Use promo code SAFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 50 cents per gallon on your next fill up. You can cash out anytime, right to your bank account or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SAFE for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code SAFE. Code SAFE. Offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions.
Welcome to Moe's. Everyone knows that coming into Moe's for our Mo Monday special is the best deal in burritos. But what about those other 6 days? Well, let me introduce the new Mo Value Meal. Junior burrito, side of queso, chips, salsa, and a fountain drink for only $9.99. And the best part? It's available all day, every day at Moe's Southwest Grill. Now here's my daughter Andy Kate with a special reminder.
Remember, kids eat free on Sundays. Welcome to Moe's.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. I spent years on the mound giving everything I had, and now I feel every inning in my knees, back, and shoulders. But I didn't want surgery, and I sure didn't want to be sidelined. That's why I turned to QC Kinetics.
QC Kinetics Medical Director Dr. Christie and his team use regenerative treatments that help your body heal itself. No surgery, no meds, and no downtime.
Whether you're teeing off at the club or chasing the grandkids around, QC Kinetics helps you get back to doing what you love.
Call QC Kinetics now and schedule your free consultation. Natural joint pain relief with real results.
Don't let the pain slow you down. I didn't, and neither should you. My friends at QC Kinetics, they'll take care of you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation. QC Kinetics.
Call QC Kinetics, 501-214-5880. That's 501-214-5880. 501-214-5880.
Lost in the legal jungle? Relax. You have a lion on your side. There's no one better to protect your pride than our pride of Legal Lions. For exceptional communication and exceptional results, hire Lion Legal to come roaring to the rescue. Lion Legal, we bite back.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. Online at TruService.net.
All right, back at it. Let's finish this hour up with Kevin Bohannon at hogsports.com. We were talking a little baseball, had a little dropout. K-Bo, we were talking about the starting lineup. We got Ryder Helfrich. We got first base, Reese Robinette, second, third. I guess we were to the outfield.
We're on bullpen.
Bullpen, sorry.
All the way to bullpen,
I got distracted. Yeah. We were talking about something else.
I got you. So, yeah, we talked about Cole Gibbler, how he could start 3 or 4 innings. Then you got the transfer triumvirate, as I like to call him. Jackson Kircher came over from Oklahoma, Little Rock Christian kid. You got Ethan McIlvain, lefty up to 97 from Vanderbilt. And then you got James DeCramer, who's 95 to 96, dirty slider. I mean, really good slider, tight slider. So those 3 right there. Jackson Kircher's had a really good preseason, throwing strikes. He's going to be mid-90s, 6'4", 220. He's going to be a future draft pick, guys. I love the kid. Got to, watch him grow up from the high school ranks. His dad has the bloodlines. He's been a player and a scout. So looking forward to that. And then you got Tate McGuire, who could be a starter as well. Third-year junior righty, had a .86 ERA in 18 innings in the Cape Cod League last summer. So I think Tate has really taken his game to the next level. Steele Eves could be your closer. He's run into some trouble leaving the ball over the middle of the plate, but I think he's going to be just fine. He's got that bulldog mentality. He can go out there, be a long reliever, pitch multiple days if he needs to. So I think Steele's going to be just fine. Then you got Cooper Dossett, fourth-year redshirt junior, is finally healthy, and he could have the best stuff on the team. That says a lot. The fastball is going to be there. The slider's really good, curveball. So those guys right there, Parker Cole from the left side. So you got 3 or 4 left-handed guys right there at the top. Then you got the young guys. Mark Brissy from Batesville/Fayetteville, Joey Lorenzini, big lefty, 6'5", throws it in the zone. And then you got Peyton Lee, who had a really good outing. He could be the Monday starter against Tarleton State, by the way. Don't know yet exactly what, because Coach Van Horn wouldn't tell us, but I think he has the possibility to do that. So those are the guys right now, and that, naming those off, you got, 12 guys that can really get after it in the bullpen.
Yeah, when he said, I'm not going to name the starter, but you guys might know who it is or can figure it out, I was thinking McGuire, Tate McGuire. You're thinking Lee.
McGuire, it's either one of those. That's what I answered a question on Twitter or the message board and said, yeah, it's going to be one of those two. If I had to put money on it, McGuire could pitch out of the bullpen, though, and he did last year in Arlington and did really well. So that's the biggest thing about him is he's a righty you can go to. But if he doesn't pitch Friday, Saturday, Sunday, good chance he's going to start Monday.
Yeah, who would be the midweek guys right now? Not that they have to worry about it, but they will soon.
Yeah, I think that's where you start looking at the freshmen. You start really developing those guys, whether you look at Brissy or Lee or Lorenzini. I think those are really 3 good midweek guys that could start, and maybe a couple of other young guys.
All right, give me a prediction. 4 games. How do they do?
3-1.
3-1.
Lose to TCU. Yep.
All right. What time's the game Monday?
Noon right now.
Okay.
That could change, though. Noon or 2 o'clock. We'll keep you updated.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk to you sometime next week. Well, we'll talk to you next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday, yeah, we'll recap everything.
Sounds good. Enjoy your trip, man. I'm jealous. I really am. That would be a fun weekend.
Appreciate it, guys.
Take care. Kevin Bohannon joining us. Hogsports.com. Sure, check out all the coverage over there at hogsports.com. We'll take a break. When we come back, we have the Razor Hog update. We'll hear from Van Horn. We'll hear from Coach Calipari. And then we're going to talk with Ethan Westerman, Arkansas Democrat-Gazette, and WholeHogSports.com. Get his thoughts on the victory over LSU. Hour number 2 is next.
Willie D's Dueling Pianos has not moved yet. They're still rocking right here in the Little Rock River Market. Dueling Pianos upstairs, DJs downstairs with food and drinks every week. Reserve and learn more at WillieD'sPianoBar.com.
Come and get your Willie on.
Hi, I'm Hunter Bell from Bell Chevrolet. Football season in Arkansas is one of my favorite times of the year. And I think we can all agree that game days are better with tailgating. Fourth quarters are better with game-winning field goals. And the best played games are better with teamwork. And just like on the field, Bell Chevrolet is better because of our people and their dedication to our customers. Shop Bell Chevrolet and BellChevrolet.com today. Together, let's drive.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers. Don't overthink it this year. Get to Robert Irwin Jewelers. Valentine's Day is almost here, and with every purchase of $99 or more, you're going to get free roses and a box of chocolates while supplies last. Robert Irwin Jewelers, 5 locations or online at RIJewelers.com.
Out of Bounds has #1 independent used car dealership specializing in level and lifted trucks. D3Autosales.com.
We are just a bunch of guys having fun. Just one has exceptional hair.
Yeah.
Nothing more, nothing less. 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ, Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
A multi-million-dollar grant will be used to fix the teacher shortage in Arkansas. Arkansas Teacher Corps is getting $5.1 million over 3 years. The Corps is an outreach unit, a part of the U of A's College of Education and Health Profession. Their 3-year program has recruited, trained, and supported nearly 330 teachers throughout the state. This new funding will go towards recruiting and training nearly 115 people to help them earn their teacher's license. And in its second year, UAMS is expanding its doula training program by adding more than 24 new students. It's part of a larger effort to improve maternal health care in the state. UAMS is collaborating with the Central Arkansas Doula Center for parts of their lesson. In the first year of the program, they only taught students for 6 months, but in this second year, it will be a year long. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Arkansas Municipal Equipment presents Coach Nolan Richardson when he joins Drive Time Sports every week with Rollin' with Nolan. Arkansas Municipal Equipment in Bowen. Find them online at ametrucks.com.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
It's going to be a partly cloudy day and cooler, a little breezy as well. We'll have a high of 59 here in Little Rock. Tonight also partly cloudy to mostly clear at times and a little chillier. We'll drop off to 38 tonight. Thursday will be mostly sunny and a high of 61. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Are you hungry? Something new, $25, all you can eat, sushi rolls, soup, salad, Benihana rice. Come at Benihana's Monday through Thursday.
Tune in every Friday morning to hear Danny West from hogsports.com on Morning Mayhem. Brought to you by HJ Trailer Sales. They've got truck beds and utility trailers for every type of job and a service facility for maintenance and repair. Local folks with great products. Visit them online at hjtrailersales.com or in person at 808 Albert Pike in Hot Springs.
Old Man Winter showed up and nobody could get out. Nobody could. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union gets it. So the New Year Auto Loan Special has been extended through February 13th. Get an ultra-low 2.026% interest rate, up to 84 months financing, and no payments for 90 days. Valid on 24, 25, and 26 models, or refinance your current auto loan. Serving 15 counties in Central Arkansas. Apply online today at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Local people who get it.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on February 19th as the women take on UT Martin at 5 o'clock and the men at 7. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, whether it's damage from smoke, water, fire, or mold, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. Their extensively trained team, state-of-the-art equipment, and 24/7 rapid response will help get your life back on track fast. Because this isn't just their service area, it's their home. When you need them, find them at ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. Rainbow Restoration, where they restore, you recover. Services performed by an independently owned and operated franchise.
Love is in the air with our $400,000 Keys to My Heart promo at Southland Casino Hotel, and a new vehicle can be in your future. Earn entries playing on your Lucky North Rewards card through February 28. Each week, 100 winners will share in over $400,000 in free play. 10 members could win a share of $20,000 free play, a 2026 Mercedes-Benz Sprinter 3500 cargo van, or a GLE 350. New love means new wheels. February at Southland. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help quitting, call 800-522-4700.
ESPN Radio Extra Point with Ian Fitzsimmons.
We saw the Mac Jones for the first time since his rookie year at New England when he had Josh McDaniels as his offensive coordinator. And they went to the playoffs, and he was a Pro Bowl alternate. And then you bring in Matt Patricia, a defensive coordinator, calling offensive plays. It set Mac Jones back years. Now he's in quarterback rehab. That healing hand of Kyle Shanahan placed upon his forehead. If I'm Mac Jones, I am being very, very patient. And I want to go to the right system with the right coach, with the right guys around me. Because you've seen it firsthand what coaching and players how they can make a quarterback. Mac Jones, to me, is the next Sam Darnold. Be patient, pick your spot, and then go dominate.
Can I take your coat?
Oh, you noticed. Yeah, I found it on eBay from a seller in Vegas. Pre-loved and perfect. She listed it and jackpot. Italian leather, classic trench silhouette. And did you see the braided buckle?
Hang on to your claim ticket.
Oh, I'll hang on to this forever. Have you been on eBay? There's so many finds. And I bet that diving watch would sell fast. Just saying.
Find what you love, sell what you don't. eBay. Things people love.
Time is valuable. That's why Lowe's Blueprint Takeoffs turn blueprints into quotes faster. Bring us your plans, and we'll generate itemized material lists to make quoting easier so you can get back to building. Plus, at the Lowe's Pro Desk, you get access to thousands of building materials not sold in store. And when your order's ready, we'll deliver everything to the job site. Improving is easy at Lowe's.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Joe Franklin and Wes Moore on 103.7 The Buzz.
Richmond at the top of the circle, left side, Brazil. Going to try to drive around Nwoko. Shot is good off the glass and one. An acrobatic finish by Trevin Brazil. Brazil's free throw is good. Trevin's got 10 points, double-double for Brazil, 10 points, 11 rebounds. 31-point ball game, 5:40 to play.
It makes us different. It makes us different. And for him, it's a mindset. You walk into the game knowing how you're going to play. Doesn't mean you make every shot, but I'm going to play so hard and I'm going to play rough and I'm going to go get rebounds. You don't have to be skilled to go get rebounds. But when you have a player who can rebound, but the only thing that moves his boat is his offense, he's not going to rebound the way he should. We have a couple of those. The only thing that moves them is making a basket. Versus I'm going to go get 15 rebounds and be an absolute beast, and I'm going to feel great about it. Now, but I didn't get it, I'm better offensively, But doing that, rebounding, really hard and really physically tough. So, but we're getting closer.
Yeah, and kind of going off that, what do you think has unlocked that mindset from Trevin recently?
You have to ask him. We're doing a lot of things where I'm giving him different articles to the whole team, different things about mindset, about the last thing I gave him is about creating magic for yourself. And part of it was, you are the magic. Do you choose to be the magic? And taking care of yourself, and the whole game, the whole day is about getting ready to play a basketball game. It's not how I sleep or playing video games. When it's a game day, it's all based on, if I need to get an hour rest, I will. But I'm not sleeping 3 hours, so I'm sluggish in the game, because the whole point of the day is to get ready to play. They're getting better.
Defense was better also. They held LSU to 62 points, 27 in the first half, 35 in the second half. And you think about it, LSU went on a 7-0 run to end the game with the other guys in the game. So at that point, they had 28 points. So defense was better, is getting better against Mississippi State and then against LSU. Here's Coach Cal on defense and Malik Ewan.
We were so bad defensively 2-3 weeks ago that some of the stuff is going back to the basics of how my teams have guarded in the past. And so we had to do some different things in pick and roll. We had to do some different things on the pickup point. We had to do some different things on how we presented ourselves defensively. And we've just been working on it. Rebounding, again, we just got to keep getting better. And some of it is just get the ball. It's got to mean something more than your offense, getting that ball. But that's made a difference in what we're doing. But, we go from here. We got 7 games. We could lose all 7. We could lose all 7. They're all the top of our league. And now we'll see if we're getting better and maybe we get healthy now. Malik had to get 4 stitches, Ewan. So he has till Saturday. At least he's got time. Hopefully he'll be all right.
Found it interesting in that previous clip that he mentioned on game day, it's about the game, not playing video games, and getting the proper amount of sleep. He must know something there to make that connection, because when you play video games, you stay up quite a bit or you're at it for hours. So he was trying to deliver a message that he said to somebody, maybe individually or a couple of different players, but he also relayed the message through media.
And not sleeping 3 hours throughout the day to where you're sluggish during the game. Get your sleep at night. Arkansas's remaining games, he said that they could lose all of them. They could, theoretically. Auburn, of course, Saturday, 7:30. Then go to Alabama. Home against Missouri. Home against Texas A&M. At Florida. Home against Texas. At Missouri. I looked it up. The quad one, by the way, last night was a quad one victory for Arkansas. They're now 6-6 in quad one games. LSU is in. You get it's a quad one victory when you beat a top 75 net ranking team on the road. It's a top 50 team on a neutral site, and it's top 30 when you beat them at home. And so with that, knowing that, I looked it up. Auburn is not a top 30 net, so that won't be a quad one victory if they beat them Saturday. Now, Alabama would be a quad one when they go on the road. Missouri is not top 30, so that would not be a quad one. Texas A&M is not a top 30 net ranking, so that would not be a quad one victory. At Florida would be. Texas at home, not a quad one. And at Missouri, they are. So the only quad one victories or chances they have, unless these teams go on a tear and move up in the net ranking and get inside that top 30, none of the home games would be quad one victories. The 3 road games at Alabama, at Florida, at Missouri would be quad one games.
That's usually how it goes unless you're playing maybe a top 10, top 15 team at home.
Top 30 net ranking.
Yeah, I'm saying, but you're going to get more credit the higher rank that a team is.
I think Auburn was the closest, around maybe 30 in the mid-30s. And you got to keep an eye on LSU and Oklahoma because they're right there on the bubble of being a top 70 team. In fact, or top 75. I think Oklahoma is actually number 75. So if they lose, you lose that quad one victory. It's not a quad one victory anymore, even though at the time, it's where they end up. So you want Oklahoma to win some games so they're still in that top 75 net ranking, and LSU, because they're getting close to there, you could lose that quad one victory.
Yeah, that's what's so tricky about it, because you could have had what looked like a really good victory at one time during the schedule, and then it changes, and then vice versa. You have one that doesn't look so good, and it turns into one. So I don't know, being on the outside looking in, it probably should matter more at the time the game happened, but that's what the system is, and you have to play according to the system.
It's like playing Alabama with Bediako. It's a tougher team, right? Now without him, may not be as good, so it's a little different. Oklahoma is a perfect example. With their victory over Vanderbilt, they moved into the top 75, and that became a quad one victory. But if they lose some games down the stretch, move back out, then it's not.
It keeps going back and forth.
It could. Yeah. Let's bring in Ethan Westerman from the Arkansas Democrat-Gazette and WholeHogSports.com. What's up, Ethan? How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Good.
Yeah, I was surprised. I had no idea LSU was a quad one victory last night. And watching that team, they shouldn't be a quad one team. That was a bad team.
Yeah, I think that you see this pretty often. The team can really boost up maybe its metrics in the non-conference with obviously LSU's also a different team when they have Dedon Thomas running the point. He played against Arkansas the first time, wasn't available obviously last time. I do think that Arkansas, even with him in the mix, should have beaten them worse at home. That was just a totally different game. But, yeah, it was the type of win that really helped Arkansas out metrics-wise today. If you check, Ken Palmer, net, or anything like that, those metrics love a good road blowout. Arkansas really helped its case. I think went up from 24 to 19 in the net, so 5 spots overnight. Really good win to just dominate a team like that.
Over these past couple of games, Ethan, what have you really been impressed by? What has stood out to you?
Yeah, I mean, just speaking on the last two games, it's hard to, you have to acknowledge the rotation element to this. That Arkansas is without DJ Wagner and Carter Knox and playing pretty well. You can't just deny that. I'm not sure necessarily, that's not to single out those two of, they're a better team without them or something. I'm not trying to insinuate that. I do think that a shorter rotation, though, for Arkansas might be something that helps a guy like Trevor Brazile out, where he's on the court a lot longer. Helps a guy like Malik Thomas and Darius Acuff out to where they know, well, those two already play a lot of minutes, but, they know for a fact going into the game that, hey, I'm going to be on the court a lot. I think for a Billy Richmond even, he goes into a game in a starter role and he knows that his minutes are all going to be there. I just think that there's something freeing about that. Obviously, it's not, ideal. I think we learned that lesson last year that, it's not fun going into every game where the number one thing you're checking throughout the game is foul trouble, because you're worried what happens whenever, a guy picks up 3 in the first half or something. But I do think that we've learned the past 2 games that with a shorter rotation, this team does seem to have some things going for it.
Got Ethan Westerman with us, WholeHogSports.com. Ethan, DJ, let's say when DJ and Carter Knox comes back, what would you do? You've seen how they're playing without them. What's the ideal situation?
Yeah, I'm really not too sure, because it's one of those things where what both of those guys are capable of, that they can help you out a lot. You also know what's gone on the last 2 games whenever some guys have gotten more minutes. I just think maybe it's one of those situations where you work them in at fewer minutes than they did have until maybe you feel like that needs adjusted. I do know, I'm sure Malik Ewan, his status for Saturday might be, TBD, just with the stitches that he had to get after getting popped in the face. Or if you have Carter Knox back by Saturday and you don't have Malik Ewan, I think, you just play him about, so long as he can go, you play him how you were, I think. But it's just a tricky thing right now, because it's all about finding what's working and sticking with it, I think. And right now, they played really good the past 2 games with this shorter rotation. So I just don't know exactly what that looks like. I really do personally like, with DJ Wagner, him being at that true point guard spot when he's on the floor. So I don't know if it just means, fewer minutes, because, you want Acuff on the court a lot. He's so good out there that it's hard to not want him playing a lot of minutes. But I think DJ Wagner is always at his best when he is running the point. Mm-hmm. So I just don't know what the minutes distribution looks like. Obviously, those two I don't think are ever taken out of your plans. They aren't just going to be hanging out on the bench the whole game. I just don't know what the minutes look like.
Mm-hmm. I think we'll learn a lot, too, against Auburn Saturday. If it's another small rotation, if they can handle that kind of minutes against a team like Auburn. I think it's a little different going up against LSU and Mississippi State. And that's why I'm kind of taking a wait-and-see approach, and not only with the minutes distributed and the guys playing, but also with this defense. I want to believe the defense is better just from the eye test, but part of it, I got to be honest with myself, it's because it's Mississippi State and LSU. The defenses look better.
Yeah, for sure. And I think what we do have to compare against right now is at least you did have another game against LSU, and I get it. They're a different team when they have their point guard.
Yeah.
But the defense, it was night and day better than it was that first time that they played, and you did it on the road. It seems like, from all indications, the week between Kentucky game and Mississippi State, they practiced really hard, and they were practicing multiple times a day. Calipari said that much on his show on Sunday. I just think that the defense, it's what he knows has to be better if they want to be the contender that they think that they can be. So I just think that they really focus on that end of the court. But I'm with you. I'll have to see it against a team that maybe, makes me believe a little bit more. It was impressive what they did defensively against Vanderbilt, because Vanderbilt's shown it can score all season. But, was that just a one-off performance against a good team? I'm still in wait-and-see mode like you. But I do think that what they did the past couple games was encouraging. And I think it's good that, worst-case scenario now, that Isaiah Steele isn't a major liability to put in the game. So I think that they learned some things, the past couple games, even if the opponents are, not to the standard of some others.
How much do you think a week off in between Kentucky and Mississippi State has been a factor in how they played over the past couple of games?
I mean, I think it's huge anytime that you can go into a whole week without a game. Because some of those practices will not be your standard, scouting the opponent, real game prep, like how you have to get in the grind with whenever it's a quick turnaround. I think they got to probably focus on themselves some, which was needed, especially after a loss where, quite frankly, Arkansas was, out-physicaled in that game against Kentucky. That was pretty evident. I think that they probably spent that past week just trying to gain some of that physicality back, and it has to start at practice. So I think it's huge for a team. And I do think that it's one of those situations where, we don't know the scope of, like, when DJ Wagner got hurt, when Carter Knox got hurt. But with the timing of all of it, I mean, they both played in the Kentucky game. You just wonder if that was a byproduct of, maybe really physical practices. But I certainly think that for Arkansas coming off a loss, it was good to have a week.
I think Calipari said earlier this week that Knox was dealing with that knee injury in the Kentucky game, and that they finally just said, let's get this healthy. Let's let this heal so that you're good to go down the stretch. Now, I do think DJ Wagner hurt his ankle during practices during the midweek, but it sounds like Carter Knox. I don't know. I don't know about you, but listening to the press conference, I was more optimistic that Carter Knox will be available Saturday than DJ Wagner.
Yeah, well, and then Calipari said that, I think it was after the Mississippi State game, the thing about DJ Wagner, that, he's a guy that he thinks he's at like 80%, but he plays at such a, an aggressive speed and how he goes out there that you don't want to put him out there till he's at 100%. So I get the vibe that neither of these is a very long-term thing. They just want to make sure they're at 100% before you throw them in there because, hey, they're entering the home run stretch of the season right now. You're going in on the back end of SEC play, and then it's tournament time. And you don't want to go into the tournament, down a couple guys because you risked it while you already – Arkansas is practically a lock for the tournament right now. It's all about seeding. So you don't want to get a guy hurt because you're throwing him out there when he's not 100%. So I'm sure that they're just trying to get those two to where they feel, fully ready to go before you throw them out there again.
We're talking with Ethan Westerman with the Arkansas Democrat Gazette and WholeHogSports.com. He's on the D3 Auto Sales hotline. Ethan, you just mentioned it, 7 tough games, maybe against, who knows, maybe they all end up in the NCAA tournament. I know got to keep an eye on Texas, Missouri. They're kind of right there on the bubble. So those will be huge. For Missouri and Texas, they come to Arkansas and win. That helps them out a lot getting off of that bubble. What do you think this record down the stretch, 7 games left for Arkansas?
Yeah, it's a tricky one because, Calipari said it. I'm not going to go as far as he is of like he's making it seem like, we're going to lose all 7 maybe. Like I think he's just trying to, hit that urgency button for his team that, you can't sleep on any of these things. To his point, they are really tough games. Mm-hmm. I think that you're sitting pretty good if you can split the road games, I think, because you have your away games at Alabama, Florida, Missouri. Am I missing one?
That's it.
They had one last night. So I kind of went into last night thinking if you split your road games the rest of the way, you'd be sitting pretty good. They got one of those now, but those are some tough road games. And then I think if on your home court you can, maybe lose one. You're sitting really good at that point. It's all right now. Like, what is the goal? Are you trying to win an SEC regular season title, or are you just more concerned about your NCAA seed line? Because I don't see many opportunities left on the schedule to really just hurt. Like, as long as you don't get swept or something, really hurt your seed line all that much, because there's no, terrible losses left. But I do think that they're at a point where they could really start focusing on, trying to win the regular season and how high can you get that NCAA seed line, because a win at Alabama or a win at Florida would go a long way as far as impressing the committee, I think.
No, those would be huge. That's why I was just saying the only quad one opportunities they have left as of right now are the 3 road games against Alabama, Florida, and Missouri. The games at home, they're not high enough in the net to make it a quad 1 victory.
Yeah, and those home games, they're the weird ones because you don't have another South Carolina coming to town, but you also don't have another, Vanderbilt or There's not a Florida coming. It's all pesky teams that are capable of beating you if you don't bring your A game.
Yeah.
Where I guess theoretically, like, it could be a bad loss, like, but it's one of them that, you know, other teams have lost to them this year. It's not like it would just be some massive upset that you can't believe.
You know, and I said this would be a huge victory for a Missouri or a Texas to help their chances of getting off the bubble. But basically, you can put every team in there. I mean, if Auburn comes to Fayetteville, that's huge for them. That could bump them up a seed or two. You know, the same with Missouri or with A&M. You know, there are doubts about A&M. If they go on the road and beat Arkansas with their net ranking, that's huge for them. So, I mean, you're looking at some knockdown dragouts, basically, these last 7 games, where these teams, there's a lot on the line when it comes to seeding and getting into the tournament.
Yeah, and if there's one thing that I think Calipari will do, I think it'll be try and get the urgency to his team about that, because these teams are all going to come into Fayetteville knowing that it could be a big win for them. So, yeah, I would be shocked if Calipari's message going into these home games isn't, you know, treating it like, you know, like it's the most important game of the season. Like, because all these teams are coming in there, and for them it might be that. So if you don't match the urgency level, you could be sitting with some home losses in front of your home crowd that you're not happy with.
Ethan, for 2 games in a row, and even I guess you can throw the Kentucky game in there. You know, Brazil, you know, didn't finish the game strong with his foul, but he's performed the last 3 games. Do you feel like we're starting to see the Trevin Brazil that we saw at the end of last year?
I think so, and you know what's funny about this is I remember asking him in, I think it was Providence. It was one of their postseason sites. I followed him from Nashville to Providence to San Francisco. And I asked him, you know, in the locker room, like, basically, like, man, what's changed? And he said, I'm playing more. Like, that was his answer, was like, I'm on the court more. And you saw the past 2 games, how many minutes he's played. And Calipari said it last night. He doesn't want to leave the game, I don't think. I think that he's the guy that the more that he can go out there and not play with some sort of, like, worry of getting benched or, I don't know, like getting taken out for something, it just seems like it empowers and gives them a whole lot more freedom than otherwise. And I think that, yeah, the more that his minutes reflect that, I think the stronger performances you get. Last night, he was incredible. I texted somebody mid-game. I said, this is one of his best games I think he's played. It was not just, obviously he stuffed the stat sheet with things that he did that are, you know, right there for you to quantify with his points and his rebounds and his blocks. But it was just his presence. LSU, you know, I don't know how many shots, if shots altered was a stat where it changed how they got it off going inside because they were afraid of getting it blocked. He would have maybe had double digits there. He was every bit just kind of what Arkansas hoped that he would be, you know, after a strong off season. So I think that he's a guy that, if his minutes are up, he's playing better.
Yeah, there were a couple of times they drove in and gave him a little pump fake, and he didn't go for it. And then they were like, well, I can't shoot it now, and just threw it back out. And, I mean, they're right there by the basket, and they didn't even try because he had blocked so many shots and altered so many shots. They learned. They're like, all right, let's throw it back out.
Yeah, and I wrote this statistic on our story on Whole Hog Sports last night. LSU, I'm trying to find it real quick. It's percentage on layups, according to the stat broadcast. 13 for 34.
Wow.
38% on layups. And I credit Trevin Brazil is the main one to credit for that. I mean, Nick Pringle and Billy Richmond, Tom Malik, you and two did a good job of contesting shots through him, but it was really Brazil. It was in their head. They knew how much he was just blocking everything. But, you know, if a team is going to shoot that poorly around the rim on layups and then also shoot whatever LSU did from three-point range, it was like 3 for I don't know how many attempts, but it was bad.
21.
I mean, they aren't going to win a game.
Yeah, unless Dean Thomas comes back, they're in trouble. I still don't know how they won at South Carolina, and I watched that game, and I was amazed. Coach Calipari, I had to look it up. He said that LSU was up 15 on Georgia earlier this, or I guess on Saturday.
They were.
I had to look it up, and sure enough, now it was early in the game, about 10 minutes left in the first half, but it was a complete Georgia rout after that. But anyway, that's not a very good team without Dean Thomas. There's just not a whole lot of scoring.
Yeah, Arkansas just wants them to hold on to that top 75
Yes.
net ranking, so it can still be a quad one.
Yeah, get some wins down the stretch. Now you can start rooting for LSU. I know you hate doing that, but need the Razorback fans to hope LSU gets a win here or there down the stretch to keep that ranking. What do you think about the guys playing rock, paper, scissors to decide who was going to shoot the free throw, Acuff and Thomas?
That was hilarious. I mean, that was in a nutshell how the game was going for Arkansas. Like the fact that that you can have your two freshmen playing rock, paper, scissors to determine who's shooting some free throws in garbage time. That's a good sign that, things have gone pretty well in this game. Definitely was one of those instances where you got to see that, obviously college athletes face a lot more pressure these days because they're getting paid and all this stuff. I mean, these guys all have professional ambitions, but I think it was just like kind of a moment to see like these are still like 18, 19-year-old kids. And they're going and it was just a good little, I think, peek behind the curtain as far as just them having some fun. But that was one of, I feel like, the top just like caught on camera moments yet this season for Arkansas.
Yeah. We were having trouble focusing on the second half. We were at walk-ons for the Razorback basketball postgame show, and that's when I knew, you know what? If they're doing that during the game, they're having a little trouble, too, focusing on what's going on. They're having some fun now. It is literally trash time.
Yeah, it sure was. And, I mean, anytime Arkansas, you go into a game with a 7-man rotation and you get to finish the game with emptying your bench, things went well. Things went really well with that 7-man rotation. And, Arkansas was on the verge of its biggest blowout win, SEC road win. They were up by 36, which I think would have tied or set the record for the most lopsided road SEC win. And then, got to empty the bench with like a minute 51 left. And there came the quick 7-0 run that we're accustomed to that makes the final score a little bit, prettier for the opponent.
Does it ever irritate or make you question Calipari? It's like, okay, now's the time. You can put in the bench. You're up 30, at the 4-minute mark, I was like, okay, coming out of the 4-minute, under 4-minute media timeout, they're going to put in the bench. Nope. They were still all out there. And I'm like, what are we doing? Let's get those guys in. Yeah. Let's give these guys a break.
Yeah, well, you see with these guys how quickly a run can get put together, though. And I'm not saying that, let's just say in hypothetical world, that 7-0 run gets duplicated if you put them in with 4 minutes because you doubled their time, and it's a 14-0. I guess that makes the final score still a big-time blowout.
22.
But the Metrics love a blowout.
Yeah. We're watching the game.
The Metrics love a blowout.
What's funny, we were watching the game, and Christian Weaver, who does the show with me, Arkansas had 60 points. He's like, I think Arkansas could go scoreless here on out and still win this game. And he would have been right if they didn't put in the reserves because they got those last couple points right trash time right at the end. But, yeah, they got 7 quick points down the stretch. But it was a dominant
I think my favorite
game.
moment of that was whenever Elmire, they went in for a layup on him. And it was like they just ran into a brick wall. He fouled the crap out of them, but he sure as heck didn't give up a layup.
The look on his face. It was like, man, I didn't do anything. I was just standing here. And he ran into me.
Yeah. My goodness. It was like fly versus windshield moment running into him. It was but hey, no layup was given up. They had to earn it the hard way from the stripe.
All right, one last thing. You got Auburn coming back into town Saturday. And we all remember what happened down in the Plains. Auburn was coming off a couple of just disappointing losses. And, look, they just lost again to Vanderbilt. What do you expect Saturday?
Yeah, I feel like it's been a theme over and over that Arkansas is going to be playing a team that really wants to win. But it's been happening over and over. Like, it's been teams coming in having faced some very recent adversity. And, for Auburn, they know they can beat Arkansas. They've done it. But they also know that they really need to end this losing streak. You just wonder, how much pressure is on their side. Because, you can look at it one of two ways. That either Arkansas is facing a team that is desperate, needs to win, and is, going to give you your best shot. you also might be facing a team that has a whole lot of pressure on it right now and comes out and flops. It's just it's all about how these teams come out and, how they handle some recent adversity. Obviously, Arkansas didn't do well earlier in the year in some of these types of games, against Auburn, against Georgia. But you'll see how much Arkansas has maybe grown. The biggest thing is defensive end. Like, how do they perform defensively against Auburn compared to that first game? Because, that was ugly down there.
Ethan, great stuff. Thank you so much. We appreciate your time. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you next week.
Sounds good, Wes. Appreciate you.
Ethan Westman, WholeHogSports.com on the D3 Auto Sales Hotline. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll get you involved. We've had guest after guest after guest. We've been rolling. 661-1037. Your thoughts on the game last night. There we go. Phone lines are ringing. 661-1037. And I'll check the Middleton Heat and Air text line. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Sports Center.
The Razorbacks got a big road win last night, defeating the LSU Tigers 91-62. It was Darius Acup's 14th game this season, scoring 20 points or more. Acup had 28 points in the night, leading the game, with Malik Thomas right behind him with 20 points, and Trevin Brazil scoring 14 and had 12 rebounds in the night. Billy Richmond III had 13 points for the Razorbacks. The Hogs led by as many as 36 points en route for their 5th victory in 6 games. The Razorbacks will return to Nolan Richardson Court at Bud Walton Arena, hosting the Auburn Tigers at 7:30 this Saturday. Some other top 25 basketball scores from last night: BYU defeating Baylor 99-94, Purdue defeating Nebraska 80-77 in overtime, and the Hogs' Saturday night opponent Auburn fell to Vanderbilt with a final score of 84-76. I'm Trip Keeter for the Buzz Radio Network.
U.S. Truck Accessories presents Match Game on Morning Mayhem. Listen for your chance to play their version of the classic TV game show from U.S. Truck Accessories in Conway and Searcy. Your #1 Central Arkansas source for camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, and more. Veteran owned since 2002. Online at ustruckaccessories.net.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hawks is running inventory clearance for the month of January. You can save thousands on remaining clearance models. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. Don't have land yet? Don't worry. At Hawks, we can finance the land and home together in one payment. Start investing your money into your own property. And we have lenders financing all types of credit scores. Now through the end of March, lenders offering $500 down land homes with certain credit scores. That's Hawks Homes in Conway and Bryant, or go on hawkshomes.net.
Amy Cox did something smart. She saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. And with that money, she decided to treat herself to an anti-aging red light mask. Will she look like a horror movie villain every night? Yes. Will her boyfriend Kevin be scarred for life? That's certainly a risk. But it's Amy's savings, and if she's willing to risk her relationship for smooth, wrinkle-free skin, well, bye-bye, Kevin. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Shopping with your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should get it. YOLO.
Thanks to the Chase mobile app, your kid can shop independently while you keep an eye on their spending. So you can go from...
We can be twinsies.
...to...
How was shopping? Saw you stayed on budget.
Thanks, Mom. Freedom for kids, control for parents. That's family banking from Chase.
Account subject to approval. Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Message and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank N.A. member FDIC.
This is Pat Bradley, and Happy New Year from the Wood Grill Buffet in Benton. Maybe you made a New Year resolution to eat better, and Wood Grill Buffet has a huge 200-item buffet of fresh, delicious dishes to make the New Year special. Or maybe your resolution is to lose weight. Wood Grill is a huge salad bar and lots of hot veggie items. We'll also cater and bring all the food to you, and you can get it with a quick call or online order to pick up. If you're like me, let's enjoy some great basketball and some great food from Wood Grill Buffet. Two of my favorite things. They're open Thursday through Sunday for lunch and dinner at the Congo Road exit in Benton.
Injured? Let's talk about getting help now.
Anywhere in the state, dial 888-8888.
Whether injured at night, on a weekend, or a holiday,
dial 8 for Rainwater Holds and Sexton.
888-8888.
Responsible attorneys Michael Rainwater and Bob Sexton.
Listen to Morning Mayhem for your chance to finish the lyric with Justin Moore, brought to you by Rainbow Restoration. When the unthinkable happens to your home or business, let Rainbow Restoration make you whole again. ArkansasRestorationExperts.com. They restore, you recover.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios.
Welcome back. It is Out of Bounds. Westmore and Joe Franklin. Thank you for joining us today. We'll take some calls here, 661-1037. We'll also check out the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Let y'all get involved. Talk a little Razorback basketball or whatever. I mean, floor's open. Go straight to it. I'll just start at the top. JW is written in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. He says, Wes, with your interview with Ryan Silverfield, what did you take away that was different than Sam Pittman? How do you feel about his response? I know you pump a lot of sunshine. Just be honest here. JW, what did come away? I love the fact, and this is not just from talking with Silverfield, but I've interviewed 3-4 of the signees and recruits, and they all talked about the culture that he's trying to put in place at Arkansas, the chemistry that they're trying to build, and he went into detail during the interview about how he's trying to build that chemistry with some of these off-season workouts. I like that. I think more than anything that sticks out is his attention to the small things. I read that he films the guys stretching. That's how much into the details he's in. Stretching. I mean, that goes overlooked, right? You just go out there and you stretch, you do the – he is into the minute details because he says the little things is what's going to decide your success. And whether that's penalties that you create on your own, fumbling the ball, interceptions, turnovers. And you got to believe he knows what he's talking about because Memphis has statistically shown over his tenure they're one of the least penalized teams, and they win the turnover battle. And that's going to be a difference if he can do that here at Arkansas than what's happened in the past. So I would say, JW, that's the two things off the top of my head that jump out that that was a little different, and it was good to hear. Let's go to Savage. What's up, Savage?
What's up, Wes? You know, Wes, watching the game on how these refs call these fragrant fouls, I mean, looking at Malik Ewing, his face was just in the wrong place at the wrong time to catch that elbow. I mean, that's just a common play, a common foul. I mean, what's your thoughts when you see these guys, the refs go to the monitor? I don't know how they're going to call it, but they always call it different ways. What's your thoughts on the flagrant foul rules? And I'll get off here.
Thanks, man. All right, so Christian and I were watching that at walk-ons, and my first reaction was that's a foul. He just came down, and he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. His head was in the wrong place at the wrong time. Then there was another angle that made it seem like Ewan was a little further away from him, and if he had just come straight down with a natural movement and come straight down with his arms and elbows, he'd have probably missed Malik Ewan. But he kind of flailed his arms out, and then that's what caught Ewan in the forehead. And so after that look, I was like, oh, that may be a flagrant. And then that's what they saw. So it was all about the different perspective and angles that we had on the replays. And the first couple, I was like, there's nothing there. But then there was one, and it looked like he intentionally kind of slapped down a little further out so that he would make contact with Ewan. So I think they got it right. 501 says, it's never too late to take control of your health. Make a plan, get a trainer, eat right. I'm down 8% body fat and up 15 pounds of muscle since December. Way to go. That is awesome. I am. That's where I am right now. I am back at it serious this week. The break, the snow days, it messed me up. I ate too much, drank too much, and didn't work out enough. And I'm like, it's February. March is going to be here before you know it. Spring break, April, pool weather, lake weather, beach weather. Now's the time to get ready. That's good for you. That's great. 870 says, Wagner was limping like he had an ankle injury during much of the Kentucky game. I did not catch up on that. I did not catch that. Thank you for writing that in. Jeff says Auburn beat us coming off of a loss. They lost last night also. Sure did, Jeff.
Oh.
But you know what?
Got to be ready.
Exactly. Exactly. Can you ask Kevin? Sorry, if the new scoreboard is done. I'm sorry. Kevin, if you're listening, if you know if the new scoreboard's done, text me. Ethan and Atkins. The Razorbacks won by 29, and Brazil had a double-double. I'm thankful you weren't my coach when I played, Wes. Hey, look, Calipari's saying the same things. And I gave Brazil an A last night on the postgame show. I gave him an A the night before, or the game before against Mississippi State. But Brazil can do more. Brazil can play even better. That's all I'm saying. Brazil has the talent to do things not a whole lot of guys on this team can do. And I'm just trying to squeeze the most out of Brazil. I just want him to do even more. That's all I'm saying. I mean, look at it. He had 11 defensive rebounds, 1 offensive. Why? Why is there such a huge gap? You can get more offensive rebounds than that. But it takes running in and going after an offensive rebound. You're probably not going to get an offensive rebound standing at the three-point line. That's all I'm saying. Just go crash the boards and try to play a little better defense on the dribble drive. I just think he can be a really good player. He did play good last night. He can play better. Sorry if that makes you mad that I'm pointing it out, that you can do even better. Looking for Steel Eves from yesterday. That's on our podcast, right?
Yes.
Okay. Go to where you download your podcast. We got the Steel Eves interview up and ready, thanks to Stephen Elmore Shelter Insurance. Ask Coach to pronounce Sam Darnold again, please. People say, he says Darnold. Darnold. I caught that today. Darnold. Like he's Spanish, putting the emphasis on Nald. Darnold. Wes, did Coach Kelly have any significant or new takeaways that stood out from the recent high school football coaches meeting in Hot Springs? He said, I talked to him off the air, and he said that he got to talk. He loves going down there and just talking ball with all the coaches. And so, but as far as the Razorbacks and staff, he did not mention anything about that. 501 says, how's Ewan? Last we heard, he had to get 4 stitches. It's not often you see a coach leave the game and go to the locker room to check on a player. I mean, have you ever seen that?
It's happened occasionally, but no, it's rare for sure.
Came back.
But you would think that in those situations it's something really serious.
Yeah, it scared me. When he left, I was like, dang, this may be a little worse than just the cut. I was thinking, could it be as bad as a concussion? He came back, and it was funny. I was watching they were doing the review at the monitor, and then they left, and they were looking for Coach Calipari, and they couldn't find him. And so they went to one of the other coaches and told him what they were doing. And then Coach Calipari came back, and then the coaches had to fill him in on what was ruled and what was going on. Billy needs to stay in the starting lineup. I think you're right. I was against it initially because of that instant energy he brought off the bench and that just little boost. But Arkansas was getting off to so many bad starts and slow starts. Now, all of a sudden, they're getting off to good starts. And I think you need that instant energy at the start of the game, and Billy provides it. So I'm with you. Let's stay with Billy in the starting lineup and bring Carter Knox off of the bench.
And then how he plays, that determines how long he stays on the floor.
Mm-hmm. Optimistic Jeff says we aren't playing Auburn at the Jungle. and we are playing a lot more consistently than we did the first time we played at Auburn. We are going to win Saturday. Go Hogs. Jeff, I agree. They are playing better defensively, but this is going to be the true test, and we'll see. We'll find out how much have they improved defensively over the last couple of weeks. Coach Galley even said they weren't playing good at all defensively. They had to fix it, so they went back to work. Feels like they've made some corrections. Last 2 games against inferior opponents, defense has been much better. We're going to get a true test Saturday against Auburn. But you're right, Jungle is a tough place to play. Bud Walton Arena, very tough place to play. Just don't have a Kentucky-type performance. Go out there and take care of business. I'll be curious to see. Let me pull it up, see if there's an early line on Bet Saracen. You know, they'll put on the Arkansas specials. Maybe a little too early for the early line on Bet Saracen. Arkansas specials. Looks like this is baseball. Yeah. So I don't see it yet on Bet Saracen. I got to think Arkansas will be favored by 5?
Maybe more.
Maybe more?
Maybe about 7.
Okay. Oh, we got a text here. I think it's from Cabo. Let's see what it says. Maybe he has an answer on the scoreboard. He says, scoreboard is finished. Maybe a few cosmetic finishes, but it is done. Thank you, Cabo. Appreciate it. All right, we got to take a break. I got a couple more on the Middleton Heat and Air text line to hit when we come back. We can take another phone call. Stick around. It's Out of Bounds.
Plumbing problems? No problem. Whether it's a leaky faucet or a whole lot more, call the professionals at B.R. McGinty. They'll fix it right the first time. Call for all of your plumbing needs.
President's Day, a day that will become famous for saving you money.
With presidential savings at Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Cast your ballot for savings of 40% store-wide. And special interest financing for 48 months on stylish sofas, sectionals, and of course, recliners. Become the candidate for comfort for America's choice. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Shackelford Galleries of Little Rock.
Home, live the lazy.
This Valentine's Day, celebrate the one you love the most with Hallmark cards at Walgreens. Valentine's Day is the best time to send your favorite person a reminder of just how much they mean to you. A Hallmark card is a super simple and beautiful way to say how grateful you are for the love you two share. Don't forget, Valentine's Day is Saturday, February 14th. Visit Walgreens today to find a Hallmark card that shows just how much you care for them, because love lives here.
Snapshot from Progressive wasn't created for just anybody. Oh no, we made it for you. Gradual breakers. You keep your eyes on the road, so you've seen it all. As long as it all happened directly in front of you, like a Swedish masseuse, your foot knows exactly the right amount of pressure to apply to the brake. That's why your passengers feel totally relaxed with you behind the wheel and occasionally super sleepy. With Snapshot, safe drivers like you get personalized rates based on your driving habits. Sign up today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Snapshot not available in California or from all agents.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including four-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like replacing my bike in case of an accident?
Progressive's total loss coverage can help with that.
Great. And you also agree with me that my riding club should ride to the aquarium instead of cruising around a mountain, right?
Actually, we just do insurance. We don't vote in riding clubs.
Nice. 2 votes for the turtle exhibit.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
What are you, some kind of turtle hater?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on February 21st as the women take on Southeastern Missouri State at 1 and the men at 3. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
Ray Tucker with good news for enthusiasts of Triumph motorcycles. Honda of North Little Rock now carries the legendary classics and cutting-edge rides. We have the Bonneville Bobber, Daytona 600, the TF450X, the Stunning Elvis Presley Edition, and the Rocket 3 Evel Knievel. You get the idea. Come see us at Honda of North Little Rock, your family fun headquarters.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union studios. TruService Credit Union. Membership has its rewards with low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rate credit cards in the nation. TruService Credit Union. Online at TruService.net.
Wrapping up our second hour. It's a good feeling when you ask a question on the air and people answer. You know they're listening.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Neil Atkinson was listening. He texted me. The early line for Auburn will be up tonight around 9 o'clock.
That'd be one to look out for.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for listening. Thank y'all for listening. Joe met a couple of our listeners last night at Walk-Ons. They came to watch the game with us. They're like, where's Joe? You can't get Joe to come out and watch a game with you? Like, I don't know. We'll have to ask him and try to get him out here to Walk-On to watch a game with us.
That's good. It's always cool whenever you get to meet someone that listens, and even if you've heard from them before through a message or a call, you get a chance to put the face with the voice, or just having that interaction and getting a chance to meet them is always cool.
It is. Lewis writes in on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Hey, good afternoon, guys. What's up, Lewis? Wes, you're absolutely correct with your Trevin Brazil take. With his length and talent, there's no reason that he shouldn't be averaging at least 15 to 18 points a game and 10 to 12 rebounds a game on a consistent basis. That's hard to average 10, 12 rebounds a game. But there are nights where he can do that, and he did it last night with 12. I would just like to see more than one offensive rebound. I mean, think of all the highlights he's had on those putback dunks. More of that, more crashing to the glass and getting some offensive rebounds. 619 says, the Razorback softball TV schedule sucks. I haven't seen it. I hate that. They got a good team. Boyd says Little Rock needs an NBA team and build it around Acuff and the posse. You want an NBA team here, Joe?
That would be great. Be really exciting.
JW asks, what's Arkansas's all-time best record in the SEC? Wins in basketball? 14-2. That was the national championship team. 14-2. There have been a couple of years of 13-3 or 13-4. There was a 13-5. So, got a chance. Not to get 14-2, but get 13 wins. All right, coming up, we got what's trending, more calls, and more from the text line. This is Out of Bounds.
Hey everybody, it's Howie at Robert Irwin Jewelers. Don't overthink it this year. Get to Robert Irwin Jewelers. Valentine's Day is almost here, and with every purchase of $99 or more, you're going to get free roses and a box of chocolates while supplies last. Robert Irwin Jewelers, 5 locations or online at rijewelers.com.
Hey, it's David Basil for Luxury Pool and Spa. Can you feel it in the air? Oh, I can. It's hot tub season, and I love my hot tub from Luxury Pool and Spa. You can too. They have Fantasy and Caldera hot tubs in stock and ready for delivery. Luxury Pool and Spa also carries batteries, Serona Spa chemicals, and frog systems. I use both in my hot tub. You gotta have them. Luxury Pool and Spa also has Polywood Adirondack outdoor furniture for sitting around your fire pit with family and friends. Live the life of luxury with Luxury Pool and Spa in Conway and Russellville. LuxuryPoolArkansas.com.
Hey folks, this is Mitch Ward, proudly serving the great state of Arkansas with Red River Auto Group for over 20 years. We started as Arkansas's #1 Ram, Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep dealer, but we've also got Ford and Toyota. And I like to think we've got the largest discounts than anybody in the state. But folks, really, if you bring us any reasonable deal right now, we're going to try to put something together. Giving a little too much for your truck, selling ours, or just a little too cheap, or fighting for the best rate, we're going to make it happen. Check us out at redriverauto.com.
This is your official sports and entertainment station, Central Arkansas. We are 103.7 The Buzz, KABZ Little Rock. Buzz News with KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Mark your calendars. The Soma District in downtown Little Rock is celebrating Mardi Gras next weekend. The festival's theme this year is love. So Mardi Gras was moved to Saturday, February 21st to avoid Valentine's Day conflict. People can come out at around 10:30 a.m. to check out the vendors, food trucks, and enjoy live music. The parade starts at noon with a beard and mustache contest at 1:30. And an Arkansas Tech University icon will soon be turned into a piece of art in downtown Russellville. The city is making a sculpture of Jerry the Bulldog. The campus ambassador will be depicted on a vintage stack of suitcases, as the sculpture will be located at the Russellville Train Depot. This piece will be made by BB artist Calvin Stinger. For the Buzz Radio Network, I'm KARK's Gary Burton Jr.
Hawks Homes presents the Morning Mayhem Razorback Review. In business for 39 years, Hawks Homes offers custom-built, manufactured, and modular homes. Find them at hawkshome.net.
Weather from the Fletcher Weather Center with KARK's Pat Walker.
All the rain's moving out. We'll have decreasing clouds today. We'll call it partly cloudy, cooler, a little breezy, a high of 59. Tonight, partly cloudy, a little chillier. We'll drop off to 38. Tomorrow, a mostly sunny Thursday with a high of 61. With the Buzz Radio Network, I'm meteorologist Pat Walker.
Fletcher Dodge wants to buy your car. We'll buy any make or model, and we'll pay you more than anyone else. Please turn your old car into cash at Fletcher Dodge in Sherwood.
Tune in each week to Out of Bounds to hear from Lone Oak Steel Eaves. Omaha is the goal, and we're looking for a great season. Steel Eaves is brought to you by Stephen Elmore with Shelter Insurance. For auto, home, life, or business insurance, see Shelter Agent Stephen Elmore or give him a call at 501-537-0959.
Heads up, guys. Valentine's Day is coming up quick. If you haven't ordered your gifts yet, don't wait until the last minute. Get to it with Tipton & Hurst, the state's premier florist, offering guaranteed satisfaction with every order for 140 years. Grab your Valentine's flowers early and get rewarded with free roses later. See store for details. Buy your flowers, chocolates, gifts, and more at one of Tipton & Hurst's 5 locations in Little Rock, Conway, Palm Bluff, North Little Rock, Rogers, or at tiptonhurst.com.
40,000. Let that number sink in for a second. 40,000. 40,000 people. That's not a crowd. That's 20 times bigger than my hometown. That's the number of people choosing pain relief without surgery. 40,000 people who said, let me look for an alternative way. Those 40,000 people found it at QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in using cellular-level treatments to revitalize joint tissue naturally. Patients who thought they were out of options and surgery was the only answer are moving better, hurting less, and getting their lives back, thanks to QC Kinetics advanced regenerative treatments. The truth is, surgery is not always the answer. QC Kinetics is right here in Little Rock, using safe, natural treatments backed by real science. The sooner you start, the sooner you could be pain-free, so it's important to get started now. 40,000 people can't be wrong. Before you say yes to surgery, do your own research. Call QC Kinetics today. Consultation is free. 501-298-4050. That's 501-298-4050.
U.S. Truck Accessories, your #1 Central Arkansas source for truck accessories, specializing in camper shells, bed covers, spray-in bed liners, trailer hitches, steps, grill guards, bumpers, lift kits, and much more. With professional installation on all products they offer. Locations in Conway and Searcy. U.S. Truck Accessories offers their customers twice the service. Locally owned and operated by a military veteran since 2002. Visit in-store, online. U.S. Truck Accessories. Work hard, hard, play hard. Make your yard the envy of the neighborhood with top quality equipment from Cabot Outdoors. Right now, purchase a Hustler Fast Track Series mower and receive a free pressure washer. An unbeatable bonus of up to $799. But hurry to get an extra $500 off. Supplies are limited. The Hustler Fast Track delivers precision, comfort, and durability for homeowners who demand more. Stop by Cabot Outdoors, 901 South Pine Street in Cabot, or take a look on Facebook. Razorback Foundation members, it's time to renew your membership. Annual Fund Pledge renewals are now open and due March 31st. Renew now by visiting RazorbackFoundation.com or text RENEW to 479-349-4313. Be part of the tradition for the new era of Razorback football under Coach Silverfield. Renew your Razorback Foundation membership today. Text RENEW to 479-349-4313. Go Hogs!
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text AREA to 42424 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text AREA to 42424. That's AREA to 42424. These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios, this is Out of Bounds with Wes Moore and Joe Franklin on 103.7 The Buzz. What's Trending in Sports is brought to you by Arkansas's own West Rock Coffee. Join West Rock Coffee, the Razorbacks, and their 1.5 million farmers around the globe. It's fall, so now it's time for your team to stock up on coffee, tea, and water delivered directly to your business. Contact them at westrockcoffee.com or 833-886-JAVA today.
We begin the final hour with a look at what's going on around the world. We're going to start in the NFL. Patriots spoke yesterday. Drake May, not a great performance in the Super Bowl, but may have had a legitimate excuse with that shoulder injury.
Yeah, just get some time off. Time off. Time's the best healer, and definitely just need time off. Nothing that needs any thing to be done. Just some time away and time to get some rest and just time away from football.
Unfortunately, the extra week off wasn't enough for Drake May to get that shoulder right. Now he's got an entire offseason. Sounds like Will Campbell needs some time off too. He didn't speak to the media after the Super Bowl. He apologized yesterday and said that he was afraid he may say something he would regret. I'm not sure what that would be. Well,
it's good to be able to step away if you can. You want to hear from players on both sides of it, and so it's good that maybe he apologized for it, and he did speak. But in the moment, sometimes it could be best to take a step back.
Here he is. Talked about some of his injuries.
It obviously wasn't 100%. I don't think, when you tear a ligament in your knee, it's not going to be how it was before. But I was healthy enough to go, and, I'm not going to say that it held me back.
No excuses, just the facts. Here's his head coach, Mike Vrabel, talking about Will Campbell.
Just like everybody's has, you know what I mean? Like, that's what you
You sign up to play left tackle, you sign up to play corner, you sign up to play quarterback, you sign up to be the head coach. You get judged, you get scrutinized. Will's 22 years old. He's our left tackle. He'll get better, he'll get stronger. Moments where he played well, moments where he blocked the guy. There's plays he'd like to have back. We're not moving Will to guard or to center or to tight end or anywhere else.
So, in other words, they're not going to overreact and not going to buy into what everyone outside of what their building is saying.
That was my initial thoughts. I thought it was an overreaction to a lot of people like, well, he can't play left tackle in the NFL.
Well, they said that prior to him getting
draft.
drafted, and now with that performance, it gave them more to kind of go on with that. But in that building, that's the only place they have to believe. Now, at some point, if it doesn't get any better, maybe it gets there. But right now, they're not going to overreact and just make a change drastically.
I can't think. He's a rookie. Rookies struggle. He struggled at left tackle, and there's a big, bright light on him at left tackle. Give him a little time. I think he'll be fine. And you know what?
Especially playing right next to another rookie. Yeah. It really gets magnified.
Let's go now to Vegas. The Raiders have their new head coach. It's Clint Kubiak.
I want to thank the ownership group. I want to thank Mark. I want to thank Tom, Egon, Michael. I'm just so grateful for you guys giving me a chance to get to know me better and to give me a chance to come be a part of leading this franchise. I'd like to thank all the players that are here, current and former. It means a lot to me to be surrounded by these great Raiders. And I know that Mr. Davis takes care of his own better than anybody in the league. So, that's evident. That's the reputation that this building has. And that's something that I want to definitely continue to do is to welcome the old Raiders and, to make sure that our players feel supported by them. I think just, the resources that the Raiders have, this building, obviously, having cap space, having the first pick, those all go into the decision. And as far as who the first pick is going to be, we got a lot of tape to watch before we determine who that's going to be. But I'm excited to get into that process.
He knows he's got a good running back, Ashton Genty.
Very excited about his skill set and what he brings. I got a lot of tape to catch up on, dude. But I saw you play a lot of snaps at Boise. Very excited about his talent, but the thing I would tell him and all his teammates is that it's not just about one guy. We got to get the line on the same page. We got to get our quarterback to get the right run checks. We got to get our receivers to go block for him, all right, so that we can get the play action going. But as soon as our players can realize that it's a team thing, it's not an individual thing, we're going to be successful. I know we have those type of guys in our building right now.
More from Clint Kubiak. Now he's talking about his former boss, Mike McDonald.
Mike he's been really supportive. I can't thank him enough for really everything that he just showed me of how to be a head coach. Mike made my life really hard. And I appreciate that. He challenged us every week as a coaching staff. I thought we had a good game, and on Monday, I hated having to look at him in the eye because I knew all the hard questions were coming. But I really appreciated that about him, because he brought the best out of us. So Mike's been great the entire time, been a great mentor.
And now we get to hear from Mark Davis and his thoughts on the hire of Clint Kubiak.
Well, again, it's trying to get it right. And that's what we're trying to do. I haven't done that yet. And I think this time, again, I'm thinking right now we do have it right. And hopefully he'll be here for the next 10, 15 years to work with this organization. And that's what the goal is. And the goal is to win Super Bowls. As he said, it's not about individuals, but it's about team and it's about people.
The NFL Combine will be coming up later this month. It's March 23rd through, February 23rd to March 2nd. And today, the official list of Combine invitees went out. 6 Razorbacks were invited to the Combine. It's the same 6 that went to the Senior Bowl. They tied for 18th for the most invitees to the Combine. They were tied with like Notre Dame, Tennessee, Kentucky, Auburn. But still, 6 Razorbacks going to the Combine. Combine gives them a shot. Have several guys drafted.
It's good to be recognized and be within that company because it's a small circle. It's 300 players that go to Combine.
Let's go to Logan Paul now. Oh, he's getting in an argument with Tom Brady?
Yeah, because got this flag football game coming up in Saudi, and Logan Paul is playing in it, and so is Tom Brady, and they had a discussion about how that would go.
I'm told that I'm being flown out to Saudi Arabia to compete in a Fanatics flag football game with you.
Yeah, you know what? I'm actually a little worried for you because I know
Worried for me?
Well, you're a good athlete, but you're like
No.
These guys are another level.
I am the highest level. I am the level.
No, you're not the level.
I am the level.
You're a good athlete, but honestly, when I'm thinking of Saquon Barkley and I'm thinking of like
can Saquon
Odell
Barkley
Beckham and Justin
a
Jefferson,
flip off the top rope?
Have you not
a 180
seen him
moonsault
jump
off the top
over
rope
someone's
onto
head?
LA
It's
Knight?
cute. It's a great, I love WWE. It's very cute. But honestly, this is like real football. This is real competition.
I was an all-state linebacker. I rushed for 1,200 yards, 19 touchdowns my senior year.
Well, let's see what you can still bring it. I mean, look, we all had a great pass. I won 7 Super Bowl. Who don't gives a shit? You know what matters? This game, March 21st in Saudi. I'm glad you're going to be there, and I'm glad you're finally going to participate in like a competition that matters.
This guy's insane. The audacity of Tom Brady. I can't believe it. Wins 7 Super Bowls, thinks he can just go around and talk about his flag football game like it's going to be the Pro Bowl.
It's going to be way better than that.
Good discussion. Funny.
Hyping it up a little bit. I'm like, well, I got to watch this now.
And speaking of Logan Paul, we played where Jake Paul's girlfriend won gold. She's best speed skater in the world. If you haven't seen video from that, Jake Paul was really emotional as she crossed the line. It was good.
Saw today where LeBron James is not playing tonight. Load management.
Yeah, and that takes him out of the running for being an All-NBA player. He has a record 21 seasons of being All-NBA, and you have to play a certain amount of games. You have to play at least 65 games. He's going to miss his 18th, which would take him out of playing at least 65 games.
My question, would he have been All-NBA?
Possibly. Yeah. He's still averaging, I think it's 22, 5, and 6.
Okay. Even with those good numbers, LeBron doesn't think they can win a championship.
You want me to compare us to them?
No, I want to know where you think though, that like sort of as this team is on its like.
That's a championship team right there. We're not. So I don't understand.
What are the biggest things you think that are keeping this team as it is right now?
We can't sustain energy and effort for 48 minutes, and they can. That's why they won a championship.
Who's he
talking about?
He's
talking about Thunder.
Thunder.
Yeah, they came up short against them, and I believe Spurs within the past couple of days, but that and they played good games against both those teams, but they ended up coming up short.
There was a good highlight of Isaiah Joe going in and dunking it, and LeBron kind of getting out of the way, not contesting it. It's got to be a good highlight.
And that was
memory.
Spurs that he was talking about at that point. But
this game,
yeah, they played both teams and came up short.
All right, now we go to the Olympics. This is USA curling. Corey Thesey?
Yes.
And Corey Dropkin. Dropping the gold medal match.
Did not go exactly how you would have wanted it to, though. How would you describe the match from your perspective?
Yeah, it was a great game. Two really good teams, very back and forth. And, we just needed to be a little bit sharper than we were today, but we're not going to let that game take away from the week that we had. We're so proud of the way that we played this week and battled in that last game. They're a great team, and props to them. And we're very excited to be walking away with the silver medal for sure.
Oh, man, yeah. This week's been a dream. Just had a blast playing with Corey and Kathy and Phil and just all of our supporters here. Having the family and all our friends in the stands has meant the world. Rasmus and Isabella are are great curlers. You know, they deserve this. They played amazing. You know, didn't quite show up as sharp as I needed to, as we needed to, and you know, that's why they came away with the win. But you know, we had an amazing week. Man, we're on the podium. We're Olympic silver medalists. A lot to smile about. There's tears of joy and a little bit of sadness, but lots of joy, and just a blessing this week's been.
Now we go to the luge. Ashley Farquharson. How'd I do? Farquharson?
That's it.
Gold.
Yeah, because she's got it back into the green because she has big speed at the bottom. Get through the right hand side. 122 at the bottom. 123. She'll hold on. She'll hold on here. Farquharson does it for the USA. Secures a certain medal with 52.9. The Italian at the moment back in fourth. Farquharson, how about that? A certain bronze for Ashley Farquharson and the United States.
Nice. The next two, obviously, weren't able to catch her. And she not only held on for bronze, she won the gold. Now we go to men's slope style. And Alex Hall.
Alex Hall, currently sitting in 6th place after his first run in this 3-1 format, can make it all good right here.
Wow, gets that rail perfectly. Such an aggressive ride through that kink. That's already going to put him into a good mindset. Nailing the first rail when you messed it up the run before,
all
that pretzel, now he's feeling it. You can just tell in his skiing, it's carefree, it's so much looser, more confident. The pretzel 450, okay, those rails were so good. Now he just needs to get these jumps. 1620. Bit of a bobble there on the landing, but it's not going to mess him up. Into the butter switch. 1441. Final jump for Alex Hall. Look for that pullback. Perfect landing for the American Alex Hall. A full run. Wow.
I don't know about you, but I didn't know about any of those terms. Silver, though. I understood that. And now we get to hockey. I ruined it yesterday. Surely by now, I don't have to say spoiler alert. It's 24 hours old. U.S. women beating Canada.
Murphy gets to it. Centering pass. Score! Bilka! 2-0 United States. 16 straight goals after the only one they've allowed here in Milan. Edwards moving in. She scores! Layla Edwards, after hitting the post twice earlier in this game, has her first Olympic goal.
Could have been 7-0 if she hit the post twice. They could have really dominated. And we'll finish up with Boomer Esiason.
Were they saying she hit the post twice in that game or throughout so far? I thought they were saying so far.
Maybe so. Now Boomer Esiason, he's talking about the Olympians.
I was sitting there watching, the freestyle skating by, our ice skating team, figure skating team that won the gold medal.
Are they happy to represent America?
Yeah, they seem to be happy to represent America. Not everybody is, but, everybody should just pipe down and just do their sport and play for our country and respect the flag and respect everything that's going on.
What am I missing?
Not sure exactly what he was referring to, but he wasn't pleased with whatever it was he was seeing.
Because somebody hasn't been excited about representing America.
Lindsey Vonn gave an update on her being hospitalized with a broken leg. She had a third surgery on that leg, and she posted some pics, and she seems to be in good spirits.
Good.
Also, Charlie Woods has committed to play golf for Florida State beginning next year, 2027.
Saw that yesterday, and I meant to mention it, and I forgot all about it. And staying in Florida, but you're thinking, Stanford? Hello? What are you doing out there? You can't get Tiger's son to come back and play at Stanford?
Yeah, he wants to stay close to home now.
I guess so. All right. You got anything else?
That's it.
Okay. I don't see anything really on social media. I don't have anything I can spoil. I hadn't seen anything for Olympic-wise on social media today. There was a Sweden. Is it Sweden and Italy playing right now in hockey?
You want to give that away?
Yeah, I don't think anybody cares. I don't remember the score either. All right, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have 30 minutes to go. We'll take some phone calls, 661-1037. I'll check out the Middleton Heat and Air text line. If you would rather text us, hit us up there, 661-1037. And if you're watching on 1037thebuzz.com or on the app, hit us up on Live Fan Feedback. Stick around. We'll get you involved when we come back. It's Out of Bounds.
This is Trey Schapp. Tune in each Friday morning at 5:30 right here on The Buzz as I bring you From the Short Grass, presented by UAMS Health, Orthopedics, and Sports Medicine. If you like to hear interesting stories about the game of golf, this is for you. You can also find it wherever you get your podcasts.
This is Sports Center.
The Razorbacks got a big road win last night, defeated the LSU Tigers 91-62. It was Darius Acuff's 14th game this season, scoring 20 points or more. Acuff had 28 points in the night, leading the game, with Malik Thomas right behind him with 20 points, and Trevin Brazil scoring 14 and had 12 rebounds in the night. Billy Richmond III had 13 points for the Razorbacks. The Hogs led by as many as 36 points en route for their 5th victory in 6 games. The Razorbacks will return to Nolan Richardson Court at Bud Walton Arena, hosting the Auburn Tigers at 7:30 this Saturday. Some other top 25 basketball scores from last night: BYU defeating Baylor 99-94, Purdue defeating Nebraska 80-77 in overtime, and the Hogs' Saturday night opponent Auburn fell to Vanderbilt with a final score of 84-76. I'm Trip Keeter for the Buzz Radio Network.
Mike Rowe here with a name everyone should know: Groundworks. The foundation and crawl space repair experts are coming soon to Little Rock. So if you've got a musty crawl space or cracks in your walls, these are the guys to call. And right now, Groundworks is hiring for all positions. If you're looking for a career, Groundworks is the place to do it. You can go from installer to foreman in under a year and become an owner of the company you work for. Apply now at groundworks.com/careers.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Hawks is running inventory clearance for the month of January. You can save thousands on remaining clearance models. 1, 2, 3, and 4 bedrooms available for immediate delivery. Don't have land yet? Don't worry. At Hawks, we can finance the land and home together in one payment. Start investing your money into your own property. And we have lenders financing all types of credit scores. Now through the end of March, lenders offering $500 down, land, homes with certain credit scores. That's Hawks Homes in Conway and Bryant, or go on hawkshomes.net.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like roadside assistance.
Oh, yeah, Progressive offers that.
Great. Do you have plans Saturday? My cousin canceled and I'd love to have someone to ride with.
Actually, we just do insurance, not riding buddies.
Cool, let's meet at noon. Actually, scratch that. 10 a.m., you and me, breakfast at a diner.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
Okay, so if you beat me there, get me the Lumberjack Special. We can share.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Roadside assistance may require comprehensive coverage.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, during our President's Day sale, take 50% off our limited edition bed. Plus free premium delivery with any bed and base. Ends Monday. Only at a Sleep Number store or sleepnumber.com.
Oaklawn is here for when you want non-stop racing and non-stop action. The season's back, the weekends are packed, and it's time to plan your visit. The classic racing season kicks off January 30th and runs through May 2nd with exciting weekends, great food and drinks, and the kind of atmosphere you can only find in Hot Springs. It's fast, it's lively, it's time to win. Oaklawn Hot Springs. Join the fun. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
This Valentine's Day, is your love feeling a little low? Is Cupid's arrow not flying quite like it used to? At Arkansas Urology, we help men get back their confidence with advanced men's health care and treatment options designed just for you. Because feeling good matters for you and your relationship. This Valentine's season, take care of yourself with Arkansas Urology. 501-219-8900 or visit ArkansasUrology.com. Arkansas Urology, helping men feel their best again.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios. Online at TruService.net.
Hey, if the holiday bills are piling up on you, give our friends at TruService Federal Credit Union a call. They're ready to help you get your finances right in 2026. And TruService Federal Federal Credit Union, they help families, friends, and your coworkers reduce financial stress. And it starts with better rates and real guidance. When you become a member with TruService and open a checking and savings account, you get access to low-rate auto loans, competitive mortgages, and one of the lowest interest rates for a credit card that you're going to find. That's perfect for paying down high-interest debt. TruService may be able to help lower your interest rate and payment on your current auto loan. They may be able to reduce the term, too. It's worth a shot. Give Linda Jeffries and Allie Gonzalez a call. They can assist and walk you through the process. It doesn't matter if it's a new mortgage, auto loan, auto refinancing, home equity loan, or maybe just starting a savings account. They can help you. TruService, here for you, here for the community. They're online at TruService.net. Wes Moore and Joe Franklin with you as we get to our final 30 minutes of Out of Bounds. Phone lines are open. We'll talk about Arkansas's victory over LSU last night, 91-62. They're now 8-3 in the SEC. Half game behind Florida. Florida in action tonight at Georgia. I did see, Coach Z was on here, and he predicted Georgia would play well tonight, maybe beat Florida. But I saw where Georgia, one of their top players, is out tonight. I think he was averaging like 17, 16 points a game.
Yeah, that's a lot of production to take out of the lineup.
Yeah, that hurts. I was hoping Z would be on to something, and maybe Georgia could get that upset and help Arkansas out a little bit, hand Florida a loss, and put Arkansas up there near the top of the, if not near the top, at the top of the SEC. You got Florida, Georgia tonight, 6 o'clock. That's on ESPN2. Alabama goes to Ole Miss. That's at 6 o'clock on the SEC Network. Tennessee on the road at Mississippi State, 8 o'clock, ESPN2. And then Missouri goes to Texas A&M, 8 o'clock on the SEC Network. 4 SEC games tonight. 2 on the Deuce, 2 on the SEC Network. And you have, just making sure this is right, 3 road favorites in the SEC tonight. Florida, Alabama, Tennessee, all on the road, and they're favored by Bet Saracen. The one home favorite, Texas A&M, of course, against Missouri.
Should be a good night.
Your SEC standings, Florida at the top, 8-2. Then it's Kentucky, Arkansas, 8-3. A&M with a victory moves to 8-3, and you would have a 3-way tie for first place if Florida wins. If Florida loses and A&M wins, you got a 4-way tie for first place tonight. Vanderbilt now at 7-4. Tennessee trying to get there. Alabama trying to get there. Missouri trying to get there. They all play tonight. That's your top half of the SEC is pretty clear. And then you got the Texas, Georgia, Auburns. They're kind of the bottom of the top. And then at the bottom, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, South Carolina, LSU, Oklahoma. Struggle. They're all struggling. Well, Oklahoma coming off that victory. Remember Coach Calipari, after Arkansas played Oklahoma, He said he's glad they don't have to see him again unless it's at the SEC tournament. He felt like that was a team that was ready to turn the corner and get some wins, that they were close, kind of like Arkansas last year.
Mm-hmm.
They proved him right going on the road and beating Vanderbilt Saturday. And they played Texas close at home. They had a chance to beat Texas the last midweek, I guess it was.
Oh, that's always going to be one they get up for, though.
See if Oklahoma can turn things around and help Porter Moser keep his job. Texas. They lost to Texas Saturday before last.
You think he's in some trouble there?
Yeah, that's the word, unfortunately. All right, let's go over to the Middleton Heat and Air text line. 501 says, really glad Bediako was disqualified. Your thoughts? Yeah, I thought it was ridiculous in the first place that a guy that had submitted his name for the NBA draft, that had played in the G League, and literally played in the G League one Saturday and was suiting up in college the next Saturday. That's just insane to me. I don't understand how that is even possible. And then when you have the NCAA coming out and saying no, you have the SEC commissioner saying no, you have all these other college coaches saying this isn't right, but yet it was happening because of a judge allowing it, who, by the way, had ties to the University of Alabama and was a donor. I just thought it was a mess. And so for him not able to play right now, or that judge's ruling being lifted, and it hurts Alabama. I mean, there was a reason they were trying to go and get him, because they had a need, and he filled that need. 870 says, Wes, you've obviously been under a rock if you didn't know what he meant. Obviously. I still don't know what Boomer was talking about. But I did tell you yesterday, I have watched about 20 minutes of Olympic coverage. And that was the other night when I was at a restaurant. We sat at the bar, and the bar TV was on Olympic curling. And so I watched curling.
You didn't get a chance to hear sound on it?
Not really. Yeah, I guess I could. Yeah, I could hear them yelling at each other. Whatever they yell at each other. But I could hear that. It was the Americans, and they lost. I guess it wasn't Corey and Corey. I guess we have several curling teams.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. They lost. It was a good match, though. But, yeah, I have no idea what he's talking about. That's why I asked. Kit in Little Rock. Hey, fellas, will the Buzz be carrying Razorback baseball games this weekend? I certainly hope so. And tell us if a particular network will televise the games. Thanks for having a great day. Well, Flow Sports is televising it once again. And the Buzz, I think I heard Rick and Randy saying that the game tomorrow night was going to be on the Buzz, that they were going to be 30 minutes short. And so they'd be ending at 6:30, pregame show.
Oh, they get the games that are earlier in the season because it's towards the end of the workday.
Yeah.
For us. But they're not going to cut out in the middle of it and then come back early in the season.
Monday's game is not going to be on the Buzz because Joe and I will be on the air. So I'll check. We'll find out. Talk to HB and Acree. But I'm pretty sure they'll be on the Buzz or Buzz 2 whenever available. We get a stack of notes. I need to look through it. But I'm pretty sure. Well, Saturday night, the Razorback basketball game will be on the Buzz. It starts at 7:30. Baseball's at 7. So I'm guessing it would be on Buzz too. And then my thought would be it would be on the Buzz Sunday and then Buzz 2 Monday. JW writes in, with people being hurt, the lineup has changed for Arkansas. I think we play better when we have less players, if that sounds odd. Coach Calipari addressed that, and he said, a lot of times these guys will play freer when they know they're not coming out. They know if they make a mistake, they're not going to be yanked. Now, Calipari's not one to do that on the offensive side. He'll do it on defense, or if you're not rebounding, he'll yank you. But if you put up a bad shot, normally he lets that go. But he did mention, like Brazil has seemed to play better when he knows he's not coming out. Played all 40 minutes against Mississippi State and would have played all 40 minutes last night, except for it was a blowout, and they took him out. And I think you look at maybe even Malik Thomas, played all 40 minutes against Mississippi State. And what did he play last night? Malik Thomas last night played 35 minutes. So he came out at some point during the game before the backups came in late. Trevin Brazile played 38 minutes. Nick Pringle, 24. Billy Richmond, 37. Malik Thomas, 35. Darius Acuff, 34. Yeah, they got Darius out, and it was like right before the 8-minute media timeout. I was like, they're going to give him a minute 54 off and put him back in after the media timeout. And I looked up next dead ball. He was back in the game. They didn't even wait till – the game's well in hand. I was like, okay. Woody is in Searcy. What's up, Woody?
Hey, guys, don't you love it when Billy comes in the game? I just love that.
I love it when he stays in the game. I hate it when he goes out.
I do, too. He is a spark plug, guys. Hey, Wes and Joe, my two favorite afternoon guys, but I've got a bone to pick. Can I pick it with you, and I'll be nice, I promise.
Yeah, you don't even have to be nice.
You know, Stephen A. Smith, which I take him tongue-in-cheek sometimes, he made a point the other day that I thought was really good. He was talking about LeBron retiring. And, you know, LeBron has 4 years of eligibility in college ball left if he wants to play. So he's talking about going to Musselman and playing for Musselman and winning him a national championship. Now, let me ask you this. This is the bone I have to pick with you, Joe, and with you, Wes. And I love you guys. You know that. What is the difference between the NIL money they're getting paid and what they're getting paid as pros? I don't see a problem with LeBron or this kid that was trying to come back to Alabama. I don't see a problem with that. They're all getting paid. They're all pros. And I will shut up and listen to you guys, okay?
Thanks, Woody. Appreciate you. My difference is once you leave college, you forego and give up your amateur status.
That's it. That's it. Now, to his point, it has changed because at one time amateur status meant something a lot different when pay wasn't involved. But yeah, I mean, it's still the same when it comes to that. You're an amateur, and then you become pro. Once you become pro, you don't go backwards.
Mm-hmm. And that's what it would be, is going back. And what I don't get, why would you want to go back? Why would you want to go backwards? You've played at the highest level your entire life. Why would you want to – it would be –
Well, for LeBron and probably more specifically for NBA players, if you – at that time they were afforded to go straight out of high school, sometimes you look back on life experiences and you have regrets to say that, okay, maybe I should have taken this different path or what could have been. So it would be specific to NBA players. When you're thinking about NFL players, it's not happening because they have to be so far removed from high school before they can even go pro. And then baseball players, they have the option there. Now, some of them that choose to go the route straight out of high school, same thing. They may have regrets, but at the same time, you've been a pro, you've experienced being a pro. Now, we've seen with baseball players, they can go back and try it in a different sport, but the sport you went pro in shouldn't be an option.
Could you imagine if they started allowing baseball players to come back? Like, they didn't make it to the big leagues. They were still professionals and got paid, but they just were in the minor leagues, kind of like Bediako, and able to come back to college. Woof. That would be a can of worms. TP in Little Rock says, Wes, Joe, I'm so excited that baseball is about to start. Just kidding. Sorry, TP. I'm glad you don't feel the same excitement as I do. Can't wait for this weekend. Chris says, all right, here we go. Thank you. So I can get out from underneath my rock. Chris says, one American Olympian that was interviewed on the podium said something about not being happy about the morality of America or something like that. So he used free speech to complain about something? And Boomer's mad?
Well, it becomes political at a certain point, and
everything.
Olympics have traditionally been that way.
A chance to.
You're on a high platform, and you
use
can
your platform.
There you go.
Bill's in Little Rock. What's up, Bill?
Yeah. You remember early in the year when I told you I went to that scrimmage in Hot Springs?
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I saw a player that day named Acuff that was not only better than Boogie Flan, he was better than Wagner, who played real good for us last year.
Yeah.
Well, what are they going to have to pay Acuff to come back next year? I mean, Boogie Flan is making $3 million, and he can't play with Acuff.
Joe, what's let's say the 7th pick in the NBA draft get this year? How much money?
No idea. Have to look through what's been set as far as by drafts, draft
slot.
Yeah. And as we looked at it with NFL yesterday, it goes up every year.
Let's go $8 million. How's that sound? $8 million?
It's not.
Well,
I don't think it's that high.
They can't pay him $8 million, I don't think. But maybe I wonder if he would come back one more year for maybe 3 or 4.
No. I mean, it would have to be the 7th pick in the NBA draft is expected to make $2.7 million in his rookie year. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe $5 million. $5 million?
If you have somebody that knows that they are pro, it's going to be hard to convince them to come back.
Yeah.
Because anything could happen with that additional year.
Mm-hmm.
And as we talked about, a lot of times with these guys, especially in basketball, they don't want to be there anyway. They're there for that option year because Acuff he's a pro.
He's a pro.
So if he had the option to come straight out of high school, he would have gone that route.
Mm-hmm. Bill, I would say enjoy Acuff's last, what we got left, 7, 10, 14 games or so. Enjoy them. It's the last you're going to see him in a Razorback uniform. I don't think there's enough money. I guess there is. I mean, they can offer him. But here's the deal. On Friday, one of the top – one service has him ranked number 2. The other service has him ranked number 3. One of the top players in the country is going to commit before his high school basketball game, and Jordan Smith. And the word on the street is he's committing to Arkansas. And he's going to be your point guard next year. And it's next man up, okay? It went from Boogie Flan to Darius Acuff, hopefully Jordan Smith. And then it'll be the next year another one. That's Calipari. That's what he does. He gets the best point guards out there. He gets one of the best point guards every single year, and you get to enjoy him for a year. And you're going to think, and maybe Jordan Smith makes us go, you know what, Darius Acuff was good, but this Jordan Smith is awesome. That's what you have to look forward to. And Abdul Turi and J.J. Andrews. If they get the Jordan Smith, that is 3 big-time freshmen coming in. And they could be your starters at 1, 2, and 3 next year. Tony is in Little Rock. What's up, Tony?
Hey, just got a quick question. All right, so where do we draw the line at when it comes to professionals playing college? Because, you got European players that come over from the Euro leagues, and those guys are making $300,000-$500,000 a year, and they're able to come over and play college basketball. So what's the difference between a European player, somebody coming from the Euro league, where they're paid professionally playing college ball, and a guy going to the G League where they don't make anywhere near that money, and they want to play basketball? So I'll just hang up and listen.
Thanks, Tony. I think that line is drawn at the Atlantic Ocean. That's where it is. American players can't, and Europeans can.
That's it. Yeah. Yep, there is a rule, NBA rule, about international players versus American-born players. And international players, they can go pro at a younger age than American-born players.
And so that allows them to play in pro leagues at a younger age in Europe or wherever they choose to play.
American players, I mean, if they chose to go overseas to play as a pro, they could do it.
Wasn't there one that did that not too long ago?
Melo Ball.
That's right. Yeah.
He played as a 16-year-old, I think.
Worked out for him.
And then he continued to play until he eventually was an NBA player.
Stats guy here. It's early, but here you go, and it is top tier. They're projected 8 for Omaha, Auburn, Arkansas, Florida State, Coastal Carolina, Oregon State, Mississippi State, Texas, LSU. 5 SEC teams. Well, hope they're right. That would be awesome. All right, let's take a break. Final break of the day. We'll come back, wrap it up. We can take one more phone call, and I'll finish up on the Middleton Heat and Air text line. Stick around.
Experience the unmistakable difference today at D3 Auto Sales in Des Arc or West Memphis. D3 Auto Sales is your home for quality used trucks, SUVs, and cars from all top brands, specializing in unique customized lifted and leveled used trucks, including 4-wheel drives. And this commitment to excellence extends to their full-service 10-bay service department as well. Also, looking to trade in or sell your vehicle? D3 Auto Sales pays top dollar for your pre-owned vehicle. D3AutoSales.com.
Old Man Winter showed up and nobody could get out. Nobody could. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union gets it. So the New Year Auto Loan Special has been extended through February 13th. Get an ultra-low 2.026% interest rate, up to 84 months financing, and no payments for 90 days. Valid on 24, 25, and 26 models, or refinance your current auto loan. Serving 15 counties in Central Arkansas. Apply online today at alcoacommunityfcu.org. Alcoa Community Federal Credit Union. Local people who get it.
$5,000. That's the average amount of money people in the U.S. are now spending on gas in a year. $5,000. That's crazy. If you drive, you have to download Upside, the free app that gives you cash back every time you get gas. That's right. You can earn real cash back with Upside just by buying the gas you're already buying. You can literally start earning cash back today.
I use Upside every time I fill up, and I've already made around $300.
You're putting gas in your car anyway. Why not get real cash back? If you like free money, download Upside.
I'm saving the cash I earn from using Upside to help pay for a vacation later this year.
Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code POWER to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code POWER for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
At CertaPro, you can enjoy paint-free painting. That's right, you heard it correctly. Schedule a residential interior project now, and CertaPro will cover the cost of paint and primer. Hurry, though, as these incredible savings only apply to jobs done in January and February, so make sure to schedule yours today. Since these are the slowest months, CertaPro just wants to keep great crews busy. It's that simple. Don't wait. Schedule today at CertaPro.com before the schedule fills up. That's Certa with a C, CertaPro.com. CertaPro. That's painting happy.
Sound familiar? At Mattress Firm, we understand there are many problems that can keep you up at night, like snoring, aches and pains, or sleeping hot. Our sleep experts have the unrivaled know-how to match you with a mattress that can help. And now at Mattress Firm, save up to $700, plus get a free adjustable base with select Sealy Posturepedic mattresses. For the great sleep you deserve, visit Mattress Firm. We make sleep easy. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like replacing my bike in case of an accident?
Progressive's total loss coverage can help with that.
Great. And you also agree with me that my riding club should ride to the aquarium instead of cruising around a mountain, right?
Actually, we just do insurance. We don't vote in riding clubs.
Nice. 2 votes for the turtle exhibit.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
What are you, some kind of turtle hater?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Ready for action? Your Little Rock Trojans are turning up the heat. Be there when the Trojans take the floor at the Jack Stevens Center on February 19th as the women take on UT Martin at 5 o'clock and the men at 7. Every play, every shot. It's the hottest game in town. Get tickets today. Single game tickets and multi-game ticket packs are available at lrtrojans.com. Don't miss out on the action. Get your tickets now at lrtrojans.com.
Out of Bounds on 103.7 The Buzz. Live from the TruService Credit Union Studios.
Back at it. I was right about Razorback baseball. Friday, it's on the Buzz. Saturday, Buzz 2. Sunday, the Buzz. Monday, Buzz 2. So it just alternates. Saturday, the Razorback basketball game will be on the Buzz, so the baseball moves over to Buzz 2. Monday, a very important show will be on the Buzz, so the baseball moves to Buzz 2. There we go. Glad I could answer it. Acre, I went to Acre and asked. It's like, do you get the email This Week in Sports? I'm like, yeah. He's like, look at it. I'm like, okay. Sorry. It's a lot. So I looked at it. Let's go Jacob. What's up, Jacob?
Hey, this is my first time calling, but I was going to ask, I don't know if you had answered before on the text, but if in imaginary land, let's say A-Cuff goes draft tomorrow and they're picking tomorrow, who do you think picks him up and why? And I'll hang up and listen. Thank you.
Thanks, Jacob. Yeah, we did that last week, looked at the NBAdraft.net.
Yeah, but as every game goes by, he could be playing himself higher up the board.
Let me see. I'll go to NBA.
He was projected to be around 7th, but you could easily see him being a top 3 pick, top 4.
I thought when we looked last time he was a little lower. I mean, I thought he was like 10, 11, 12, somewhere in there the last time we looked.
He may have been.
Yeah. Here it is. I guess they have an update. Well, it says he updated on 2/11. So that's today.
That's today. And as we know, when tournament time happens, a lot of things change also.
Right now, and I like NBAdraft.net. I think they do a good job. They have him projected number 13 to San Antonio.
Be a great landing spot. And they are building a team full of young talent.
What is who's their point guard right now?
It is De'Aaron Fox.
Oh, yeah. Let's see here. Let's see if there's any other changes because they had Malik Thomas pretty high. Yeah, I don't think it's changed much. Malik Thomas, number 8. He's at 18 to Oklahoma City. That's what it was when we looked last time. Let's see. They also had 2 other Razorbacks. I think it was Brazil going early in the 2nd round. Yep, Milwaukee, early 2nd round, the 38th pick. And I think it was Malik Ewan late. He is not in there now. So they have changed it a little bit. So as of right now, just 3 Razorbacks in the projected mock. So, but it changes. I mean, it's way too early, like Joe said. And when you get to March tournament time, stuff could move around a lot. Coming up Thursday. Wow, tomorrow's Thursday. We got Richard Davenport. Talk a little recruiting. We'll find out, get his thoughts on Jordan Smith. Could he be a Razorback and the next great Razorback? We'll also start getting ready for Auburn. Saturday night, 7:30. Should be a fun show. Hope you can join us. Stick around, though. Drive Time Sports is next.
Arkansas, stop paying full retail prices. Head to Natural State Wholesale, the warehouse, where prices and customer service can't be beat, where inventory is stocked and ready to be loaded. Find us at 2000